Hey, good morning, everybody. We are live on Facebook and live on YouTube. Just wanted to come before you before we get to start the show started and say good morning to you. Happy Monday to you. Glad you made it. Lots of things to talk about. At the top of my list, but not the only thing I plan on talking about today, is an example of when hip hop gets it right. And I think that we saw that over the weekend with the performance on SNL for Meg Thee Stallion, in which she called out Daniel Cameron and an appeal to the world, to this country, to black people, to white people, to protect black women. I love it. I got some thoughts I want to share with you this morning. We must discuss. Plus, I've got the latest on everything happening with our president. Does he have COVID, or is it all just an elaborate hoax to try to get some sympathy? I don't know. Have you seen the latest poll numbers that came out over the weekend as it relates to the presidential race? If not, I'll share with you. And also some controversy surrounding a local black candidate. That's Alicia Reese. Some people are saying that a move made by the local the Hamilton County Republican Party is racist. We'll talk about it. I want to get your thoughts. I'm live, I'm local, and I'm vocal. This is the Nathan Ivey Show. Don't go anywhere.
The Nathan Ivey Show is supported by listeners. Go to www.patreon.com/Nathan Ivey Show and help Nathan keep the show independent.
Jill Schiller has been missing in action, and now we know why. Did you know that Jill Schiller, candidate for Hamilton County Treasurer, got away with a dangerous offense? Her friends and connections at Cincinnati City Hall turned their heads when she was racing through a Cincinnati public school zone doing 52 in a 20-mile-an-hour zone. She could have killed a child. As a mother of 3, that's concerning. 25,000 children are injured each year because of speeding in a school zone. 100 children are killed in school zones each year by people like Schiller. Schiller should have served 5 days in jail as the law states, but being privileged kept her out while you, the public, would have gone to jail. Her friends and county treasurer. We can trust him to safeguard our tax dollars and our children.
Paid for by friends of Charlie Winburn.
Are you interested in medical coding?
but not sure where to start, and scared of wasting time and resources? Let me help you with the right steps to become a certified, marketable medical coder. Learn more at bit.ly/5stepscoder.
You're listening to The Nathan Ivey Show. One man, one microphone, one mission. Now let's get back to the flow.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. Hey, please take a second to like and share today's show. As a matter of fact, I'm doing that right now. Let me turn the cam on so you can, there it is. Hey, welcome. Come on in. I'm at home. Welcome to my home. Hold on, Chopper family. Looks like we just, for whatever reason, there it is. Looks like we were taken off of Facebook for a second. We're back up now. These things are not always the perfect science. Good morning to you. But take a second to find the show over on Sin Digital Media. There we go. And like and share today's show. It means everything. There we go. There it is. I'm going to be sharing it right now. We'll share it together. There it is. Back on the studio. There it is. Okay, I'm sharing the show right now. Please take a second to like and share today's show. It means everything. Good morning to you. If you have any issues with connecting, just send me a direct message and I will try to get to it immediately. Good morning to you. It's a beautiful Monday. I want to talk about Meg Thee Stallion, among other things. I want to talk about this so-called controversy surrounding Alicia Reese and Andy Black. They want Alicia Reese to be gone. They want Andy Black to be the Hamilton County Commissioner so bad, and I just don't know why. For what reason? I'll say it again. I mean, if you're looking at straight up qualifications, it ain't even close. It's not even close, family. It's not even close when it comes to qualifications for the next Hamilton County Commissioner spot. So the Republican Party is trying to do everything they can to try to, pull out all the tricks. I saw the latest campaign, flyer, and they're trying to do whatever they can to scare white people to not vote for Alicia Reese. See, that's not a substantive race. It's all about fear mongering. That's what I'm just nationally, regionally, and locally. That's what I see from the Republican Party. It's all fear mongering. It ain't about no damn policies. Like, who would you rather have negotiating the Bengals deal or any deal in Hamilton County? Would you rather it be, hey, what's up, Pam Bowers? Good to see you. Would you rather it be Alicia Reese, a woman who's done it, or Andy Black because he used to work for some company? Come on, get out of here. It's not even It's not even close. Hold on one second. I'm sharing today's show. Please take a second and do the same. Shout out to Meg Thee Stallion, who called out Daniel Cameron during her performance. Shout out to SNL for allowing the performance to go on. What you're seeing right there is, actually an image of the performance itself. Daniel Cameron is no different. Called him straight out. And it got back to him. I mean, it was on SNL, so everybody everybody saw it. And for good reason. He's already walking back some of the things that he did First he said he did, but then he said, I didn't really do it when it came to presenting evidence to the grand jury. I can't wait to see what this unnamed witness has to say. Well, not witness, but juror in that grand jury has to say. I hope that the information comes out. Hold on one second here. Almost done. Make sure I got everything right. There it is. Yeah, we're looking good. We're looking good. Thank you. Listen, when you share the show, more people see it. It's real simple. Really appreciate you. The Bengals got theirs. It's their first win. They got the first win. That's good for them. Keep you on the line, right? You won't stay on the line if they don't get any wins. You know what I'm saying? Last year they got 3 wins. So that's great. Hooray to the Bengals. For Bengal fans, I guess that's a payoff. I saw the Lakers lost last night. LeBron running his mouth. You don't run your mouth until the game is over. You know what I'm saying? You don't talk until it's over. And then when it's over, there's no reason to talk. You keep your mouth closed. Apparently, LeBron told Jimmy Butler, you in trouble. And then Jimmy Butler went out and showed LeBron, no, Buster, you're in trouble. I loved it. We'll see what the Lakers are made of. It was great. You know me, I want 7 games because that stretches out the basketball. I love it. Keep your mouth closed. All those people out there are professional athletes, every last one of them. You don't run your mouth when you're out there. You play the game because you might awaken a sleeping giant. They might have done that. We'll see. All right. Make sure you check that out. Midday Juice, that's tomorrow. Hold on one second, folks. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Had to take care of something real quick. Tomorrow, that's Tuesday at 1 p.m., Ask Ashley, Midday Juice. Make sure you check it out. I'm sure you're going to love it. I'm looking forward to it. She's with Sin Digital Media with that particular project. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a great, great, great show tomorrow. That's tomorrow at 1 p.m. And then, of course, tomorrow evening at 7 p.m., Fast Pitch is doing her valet service podcast with Sin Digital Media. That'll be at 7 p.m. That'll be at 7 p.m. tomorrow. So make sure you check it out. And of course, I'll be here to tell you if we're Facebook friends, you know it. You'll know. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. How was your weekend? I guess this whole thing about Trump is true, right? I guess it's true that he really, in fact, did have coronavirus. Because, I was one of those people that didn't believe it. I don't believe a damn thing that comes out of this man's mouth. I don't believe a word that comes out of his mouth. Like, to me, Trump has not earned my trust. You know what I'm saying? At all. He might have earned your trust, but he has not earned my trust. I don't believe a damn thing this man says. I don't. And for people who say, well, no, you're just saying that because he's white and he's Republican. It has nothing to do with that. He's just proven himself to be a liar. Why would I keep believing what a liar says? So when I first heard the news back on Friday, I thought it was a hoax. I mean, straight up. I was like, oh, they lying again. They're trying to get sympathy. They're trying to don't have no damn COVID. People that have lied about all kinds of stuff. They lied about the inauguration size. Who does that? Like, who lies about the size of an inauguration? So to me, if they would lie about the size of an inauguration, they might lie about anything. You know what I'm saying? They might lie about anything. So I can't trust this man. I don't know what this man is really thinking and what he might do. I have no trust in him whatsoever. I wouldn't put it above him to lie about it. Now, what's interesting is, and I want to get your thoughts on this, is I don't know if his lies necessarily help him. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Trump is lying, I think it kind of hurts him because, he spent a lot of time telling us that it was a Chinese virus. I mean, to the point where Trumpsters all over the country was saying the same thing. You had a professor at the University of Cincinnati in this city that got reprimanded because he referred to the virus as the Chinese virus in dealing with some of his Chinese students. Yeah, we didn't talk about it in detail, but it hit my radar screen. I'm aware of it. At the University of Cincinnati, a college professor is supposed to be smart people, but they're Trumpsters. and they believe whatever Trump says, they parrot what Trump says. Like some people will always pick up on bad examples and run with it. I'm going to play this video for you. This is straight as you can see from World Star, my friends over there. This is Trump's press statement to the country, right?
I want to begin by thanking all of the incredible medical professionals, the
Let's see what this
doctors,
fool has
the
to
nurses,
say.
everybody at Walter Reed Medical Center. I think it's the finest in the world for the incredible job they've been doing.
Is that right?
I came here, wasn't feeling so well. I feel much better now. We're working hard to get me all the way back. I have to be back because we still have to make America great again. We've done an awfully good job of that.
If you lose the election,
still
that'll
have
make
steps
America
to go,
great
and
again.
We have to finish that job. And I'll be back. I think I'll be back soon. And I look forward to finishing up the campaign the way it was started and the way we've been doing, and the kind of numbers that we've been doing. We've been so proud of it. But this was something that happened, and it's happened to millions of people all over the world, and I'm fighting.
Call me whatever you want to call me. Call me whatever you want to call me. But if this was another president, white or black, Republican or Democrat, I'd have more sympathy. I don't have as much sympathy because this man spent a lot of time running around lying about it. So it's like, it's hard for me to find sympathy for him. I'll be honest with you. I don't have no sympathy for Trump whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? Because he had no sympathy for us. And the man is so completely narcissistic. Some of the comments that came afterward was just amazing. Now he's reading more about COVID-19. Now you're reading more about COVID-19 because he got it. See, when you was getting it, when I was getting it, when our family members were take it serious. All of a sudden, it's real. Complete narcissism from this man. The nerve of this man. Just the complete and utter nerve of this man. So now, all of a sudden, I'm supposed to care because you got it? I'm sorry, folks. I don't. And these Trumps, man, number one, the internet is undefeated. On Monday and over the weekend, you know what was trending on Twitter? Hashtag prayers down. People was going super hard about not giving a damn if the president, that's Donald Trump, caught COVID. Crystal writes, Facebook keeps freezing, going to YouTube. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, Crystal. I can see it on my end. It's like the connection. Yeah, I know. I can see it just froze again. Again, some of these things are out of your control. But the internet is absolutely undefeated. Absolutely undefeated, and like Mother Nature, and I love it. I love it because, I had no problem. Oh, she right. It's happening here on YouTube too. You know what that means? It's happening from a connection between, my studio and the internet, which I'm all connected. I got all green dots over here, so everything is looking good. But I'm gonna continue. I can continue with the show. So the internet is undefeated, and I had no real problem with it because I knew where it was coming from. You know what I'm saying? I had no real problem with it because this is just the nature of the internet. It's just the nature of the kind of stuff that people post. I don't think that people were really like wishing death on the president, because I'm not wishing death on the president. I'm just indifferent. I'm as indifferent to his condition as he was to the condition of millions and millions and millions of Americans out there when he was running around telling lies and trying to suppress the truth. Suppressing the truth is the same as a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say you and your significant other, hey, good morning to you, Deborah. Good morning, everybody. Let's say you and your significant other, comes to you and says, you know what? I've got something I've been suppressing for the last few years. You're going to take it as if it was a lie. You know what I'm saying? Keep it real. So do I wish? I wish the best for all of my human beings, all of mankind. Black, white, makes no difference. Rich, poor. I wish the best for everybody as human beings. But, you know, hey, I hit you with the Ivan Drago. You know, whatever happens, happens. It's in God's hand. It's in God's head. Like I said, these Trumpsters, though, have lost their mind. You see this video? There's a little bit of cussing in this. I want to play this for you. There was a video.
It's so damn sad. And I hate to talk like this.
Hold on. Let me pull this up all the way. I want you to see all of this. Because dude goes hard for his president. He goes so hard for Donald Trump because Donald Trump, he says, has been maligned and people are saying negative things and wishing he dies and stuff like that. You got to see this. Here it is on the screen. You got to see this. You got to see this. Check this out.
These crazy ass liberals. They have stooped so damn low. Excuse my language. But for them to sit up here
Now, there is
and
extreme
make
language
fun
in
of
this.
the
I'll give you a heads
president
up.
having COVID, making fun of him and Melania, is so damn sad. And I hate to talk like this, but this shit needs to stop. Making fun of the president for having COVID and then sitting up here wishing death upon him. You don't wish death on nobody. I don't give a damn if you don't like President Trump. You don't wish death on nobody. I don't like Joe Biden, but I'm not about to wish death on him. I don't like AOC, but I'm not about to wish death on her. That's not how I roll. That's not how you should roll. We should be praying for our leader. You don't make fun of somebody dying. I don't care. I wouldn't wish death on my worst enemy.
Well, didn't Trump, hold on, let me jump in here. Like, didn't Trump make fun of people? He made fun of a handicapped dude. Remember this during the primary. He's made fun of women that criticize him, like Rosie O'Donnell and others. He's sexist. He sexually objectifies women as a leader. He made fun of people dying. When Trump said that, you know, he doesn't like people in the military that get captured. There are people in Vietnam that got captured and were tortured to death. He made fun of all of that. He trivialized all of it. But now we're supposed to give a damn because his life might be in jeopardy. I'm sorry. I don't have no tears for you, black dude with the big old giant MAGA hat on. I don't have no tears whatsoever. And it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm sorry. Let me bring, this guy is a Trump supporter, and I support him. People, I like him, and I like his calls into the show. And let me bring in Drop, because I know Drop has a strong opinion about this. I think Drop said something similar on Friday as well. And no, people, that is not Drop. I've seen an image of Drop before. That's not him. But again, to all the Trumpsters out, you know, these are POWs or people that might have been like captured while in the military. Some of these people got tortured. Trump says, I don't like those kind of heroes. I don't like those kind of men in the military. I like the kind of men in the military that don't get caught. Like, what are you, a child? Are you a child out here? You can hear him laugh. Hey, Drop, you on the line, man. Hey, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Ivey. Oh, I appreciate you, sir. Thank you for the setup. I just turned the show on, and Mr. Ivey, that clip you played of that guy, he's a comedian. This guy, he was around way before Trump. He's just one of those black, not Democrats that's got a voice now. But he just so happened he was in show business, just like Diamond and Silk were in show business.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot of these black voices for Trump who did have careers prior.
So,
Mr. Ivey,
what are you saying? They're just actors?
No, actors have opinions too. Just like LeBron James, he does more than just play basketball. So that's all I'm saying, Mr.
Okay.
Ivey.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out,
right,
is this guy
like
a real Trump supporter, or is he just an actor playing like a Trump supporter to get clicks, to get views?
Could be both, too.
Okay.
Like my brother Fane Rothstein says, shout out to the Alt Middle and all their affiliates. two things can be right at the same time.
He did say that. I'm not sure if that really answers my question, but whatever. Thank you. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you, brother. What's on your mind?
Well, thank you for having me, Mr. Ivey. Now, again, get well to President Trump and his family and all the people that contracting now in 2020. Okay, so again, that is the sentiment out there. But guess what, Mr. Ivey? Like I've been telling you forever, this is a turnout election. Everything that's done by these candidates moving forward these next 30 plus days is to energize their base. Now, Mr. Ivey, the people, the American people who support Donald Trump, have you seen the footage? I don't know if you played it yet. I don't know if you played any audio or video of the support that he's getting outside his hospital, where he did another Donald Trump move when he jumped in the beast and drove around the block waving to people.
Yeah, I know,
Mr. Ivey.
Like a child.
They were protests. They weren't. They were. The media was calling it protests, but these were like rallies without Trump. They were just people gathering. They were out here in California, in Beverly Hills. They were in Arizona. It's hard to find the media coverage unless you like go to YouTube and look at the local media, because nationally, the media is not showing the support that the Trump supporters are showing the president.
They showed it.
And
it's all over.
Mr. Ivey,
that video
the Trump
is everywhere,
voters, man.
It's all over mainstream media. It's on ABC News and CNBC and MSNBC. It's everywhere. Everybody has showed the images of him riding around, waving to the Trump crowd. So that's not true.
And Mr. Ivey, and that's why I mess with your show, because you keep it real. You keep it 100. You are very consistent in your point of view. Now, there are some people out there, Mr. Ivey, that are now with this fake sympathy for Trump and his family, and it's not real, okay? It's people out there that woke up this morning hoping that Donald Trump was dead. And you know that's the truth, Mr. Ivey. It is a fact, okay? But he's not. He gets the best care in the world. He's going to recover from this. And then it's going to be Donald Trump down the stretch, hitting it hard, claiming he is the fighter. He is the champion of America. This is the symbol of America. How you fight through something and you come out on the other side strong.
That's an interesting
I know I'm
spin.
just triggering.
That's
I'm
one way
triggering people left and right.
You might
when
be.
When the Uncle Tom's gonna start?
Oh man, you doing it for the coon calls, huh?
Yeah, when the dance for master gonna start. But the fact remains, Mr. Ivey, Donald Trump on the real clear politics of average is at 45.3% in job approval, in spite of his fake NBC Wall Street Journal poll that came out that has Mr. Ivey, they only interviewed like 800 people, and these were registered voters, and they got Joe Biden up by 13. Mm-hmm. But they don't say that Trump is leading in Florida. Trump is leading in Arizona. They ain't saying all these battleground states that Trump is leading in now.
Mm-hmm.
So all this
Fox
COVID-19
News is saying, right? As of 14 hours ago, Biden up 14 points on Trump following chaotic debate. New poll indicates. This is on Fox News. Have you seen this?
Yes, Mr. Ivey.
Okay.
Mr. Ivey, don't even try it with the Fox News.
And we know that Fox News is the willing accomplice of the Republican Party. We know that.
Well, you can say what you want.
No,
so
no,
what about
the
other cable network?
That's what the founder.
What about the other cable network?
That's what
Mr. Ivey?
No, that's not what I'm saying. Let's get this straight. These are the words.
No, you got to. You fair and biased.
These are
if you're
the
gonna
words.
Bring up the slanted reporting.
These are
Fox
the words. News, let me get it all out.
Oh, now you're gonna talk over me. Now
I don't want to talk over you, but you didn't allow me to finish my point. So these
are
the words. These are the words. What I just uttered to you. Fox News is the willing accomplice of the Republican Party. That is baked into their founding fathers' principles, like Roger Ailes. He's written about this. That's not my opinion. Those are the facts. That's all I want to say.
Oh, okay. See, again, you're trying to go down this rabbit hole. But the fact remains, Mr. Ivey, that Donald Trump's average of polls, in spite of the NBC, that other cable company besides Fox, has a poll that we could question how the setup and the formula, but the fact still remains, Mr. Ivey. Read the latest polling in these battleground states: Arizona, Florida, Michigan, Philadelphia. Read those polls, Mr. Ivey, because all I'm telling you, with 30 days out and Donald Trump contracting the COVID-19, and he will recover from it, because even if he passes away, which I doubt, you still got Mike Pence in line. The election will still move forward, Mr. Ivey. Donald Trump will become the reluctant, sympathetic figure, okay? Because he will have recovered from COVID-19, which you say is fake.
No, he won't.
So, okay, well, again, Mr. Ivey, Joe Biden, he's out on the trail right now. Kamala Harris, she has a debate in a couple of days. So again, Mr. Ivey, I don't care what happened with Donald Trump and this COVID-19. The desperate Democrats still have a problem with the black vote.
I think
Joe Biden, right now, Mr. Ivey, their internal polling is showing them that they might get 90% of the black turnout, which Hillary only got 88 in 2016. So,
do you want to hear the real?
Again, Mr. Ivey, huh?
So, do you want to hear the real?
Go ahead, break it down, sir.
So here's the real. The real is that Donald Trump, by catching COVID, just really underscored just how much of a Gilligan and a nincompoop he really is. Because he spent
he was already that way.
Nah, he spent months and months running around trying to convince us that the coronavirus wasn't real and that you couldn't catch it and you don't have to wear a mask.
Right.
And then this fool ends up
what
catching
were the pundits saying? What were the pundits saying?
So now you're talking under me.
You watch.
Now you're talking under me.
Saying,
the audience will not be able to hear us clearly. I'll give you the last word. So he spent months and months running around telling people that COVID wasn't real and downplaying just how deadly it was and how easy it was to catch it. You don't have to wear a mask, ridiculing people for wearing a mask. As a matter of fact, speaking of which, he just tried to he did ridicule Joe Biden during the debate. He wears the largest mask you've ever seen. Well, now this fool ends up with it. It makes him, in my opinion, even look more incompetent. That's what I think it does. If you're a part of the Trump base, yeah, you're gonna be sympathetic because you've drunk the Trump Kool-Aid. You're right about that. But outside of Trump's base, my feeling is everybody's looking at this guy like, what an idiot. That's what my feeling is.
Okay, Mr. Ivey, everything is it my turn to get the last word?
Absolutely, sir. Go right ahead.
Thank you, sir. You are just far too kind. But Mr. Ivey, Donald Trump was all those things you said before COVID-19. Now that he got it, okay, which we already know, the other side, the mainstream media and the desperate Democrats, they wanted him to catch it because they kept saying with bated breath, clutching their pearls, it's a super spreader event. He's killing people. So we already knew that going in. People wanted him to catch it. So that's why, for one, you don't believe that he has it. But that's because of the media narrative leading up to this point. So he has it. And like I said, this is a turnout election. It's about the base. So all those people who really, weren't excited, but they can't stand the fact that AOC and the far Democrat socialists are going to be running America if Joe Biden is selected. And the fact that Donald Trump now is going to wake up and figure out that this is real, he has to change his body language. Something is going to change. But still, Mr. Ivey, the fact remains, the election goes on. 30 days till November. What do you have to lose? Drop Squad 52. Drop the Stallions. to anyone who wants to catch it. Free Black Russia from Twitter jail. Peace.
I didn't know that thank you for the call, Drop. I didn't know that Black Russia was in Twitter jail. What did he do? Damn, Black Russia? All I can say is, as it relates to fools, I hit you with that old school Bruce Lee. And if I mangle it, then call me up and get me right. Right? A wise man can learn more from a foolish question than a fool can learn from a wise answer. And I don't believe a damn thing that comes out of Donald Trump's mouth. Nothing. Zero. So that's the reason why I don't believe the COVID. It has nothing to do with the media narrative. It's the narrative that he has created based upon his own actions. This world is crazy. You go out here and do some dumb ish and we're supposed to forget it and get over it. No, foolish. We're not getting over that. And we're not forgetting it. You know, it's forever in front of you. It is what it is at this point. It is what it is at this point. Listen, I want to say shout out to Meg the Stallion, who called out Daniel Cameron in her performance over the weekend. Daniel Cameron is no different. I loved it. It was beautiful. And this is an example of when hip hop gets it right. We always talk about when hip hop gets it wrong. Well, hip hop got it right over the weekend. Props to Meg the Stallion. I like Meg the Stallion, as a matter of fact. You know what I'm saying? I like her. You know, listen, as a man, you know, hey, you know, what she does appeals to me and my male chromosomes. It is what it is. You don't like it? Take it up with the man upstairs. He made me this way. Right? I don't need to hear it. You know what I'm saying? But no, I like the fact that she speaks out. I like that. I love this right here. Protect Black women. If you didn't see it, you know, all you got to do is Google it. It's on Facebook on the Nathan Ivey Show page. I posted over the weekend. I know a lot of people responded to it. And maybe you watched. I did not watch the entirety of the SNL. I know Jim Carrey was there. I'm sure it was hilarious. I'll circle back around and check it out later. But I just caught this clip of the performance. And, you know, the song itself, you know, cool. Savage. It's a cool song. But I just like the imagery more than anything else. I love when celebrities and hip hop artists and Black stars in particular get political. Protect Black women. It's a damn shame that in 2020, we got to keep saying this. And, you know, this kind of reminds me, and shout out to the good folks at Queens Village, because essentially, if you water down, and it's very hard to do, so they're doing critical work for Black babies and Black women here in Hamilton County. Again, shout out to Queens Village this morning. But essentially, this is the same campaign, protect Black women. Like the reason why Black babies in Hamilton County, everybody talks about all this stuff about Hamilton County. The reason why Black babies in Hamilton County have been struggling for decades to get to their first birthday alive is because we're not protecting their mamas. We're not protecting Black women. I mean, I could just go on and on about the hypocrisy in Hamilton County and Cincinnati. I was just taking a walk over the weekend, passing Auburn Avenue. I love to walk up and down that Sycamore Hill. Man, that was a challenge. You know, it's not as much of a challenge to me now as it was when I first started, but I still love it. Right? It's one of the great things about Cincinnati. Great outdoor spaces, up and down hills. I mean, if you're trying to get it in, you can get it in. There are no excuses, especially if you live around the center of the city. There's no excuses. Get your ass out there and walk. That's it. Start right there. 15 minutes a day, walk 7-8 minutes in one direction, turn around, boom, you got your 15 minutes in. You can't do that? Then you ain't serious. Simple as that. But anyway, so I'm walking past Auburn Avenue, or walking on Auburn Avenue on my way to Sycamore Hill over the weekend. And I guess they do this every weekend. It was yesterday. I guess white folks, is primarily white folks, was out there with the whole Bible thing. And I guess listen, I'm glad they care. But if you really care, then what are you doing about all of the Black babies that are languishing in foster care in Hamilton County? What you need, if you really care about these babies, you need to be hooking up, making donations, and working with Queens Village and Cradle Cincinnati if you really care about babies and Black babies. Don't even get me started. The hypocrisy in Hamilton County is just too much for me. It's just too much for me. You don't give a damn about the mothers, because when a single Black female gets pregnant, everybody want to shun her. Where's the daddy? Oh, you're going to be on the system. Some of these same folks is out here, Trumpsters, trying to cut out the social safety net. Well, if you care about babies, then we need to make sure as a society that their mothers have the resources that they need. And if we got to pay for it with our tax dollars, then damn it, I'd rather do that than to give more money to billionaires. It's just going to go out and buy another yacht. Go out there and find you some golden rare truffles. Ooh, yeah, that's important. No, it's not important. I'm sorry. It's not important. Just one more yacht cruising by at 5 knots on the Ohio River. That's it. Means they're not a damn thing. But, to me, I see the work of Queens Village and the people that are out here in the city of Cincinnati and Hamilton County trying to raise awareness about protecting black women. And it's a damn shame because you know that white fragility / white supremacy don't give a damn about black women. And unfortunately, because of the effects of white fragility / white supremacy, we got some of our brothers out there that's caught up in the mix, and they end up becoming willing or unwittingly accomplices in the overall plot to kill, to maim, to destroy the black family. Unfortunately, it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. I got no sympathy for it. I was just reading over the weekend that some woman in Kentucky was found dead. Her baby was found next to her body. And it looks like there was a man who she had a protection order against her. What the hell is wrong with you? Just move on with your life. She don't want you. She don't want you. And where is your father at? Some of these dudes out here, listen, I sympathize with the ladies. Ooh, it's tough out here. It's tough out here for you because fathers and mothers didn't do their job. And they created these menaces to society. It's the truth. You got some grown-up men out here who they got the minds of children, quite honestly. Run around here trying to force a woman to be with you. Why would you ever want to force a woman to be? If she don't want you, there's a billion people on the planet. Move on, Buster. But you got self-esteem and nobody's going to accept you the way she already did. I understand. I heard it before. I got no respect for you whatsoever. And you can take that little fella, Tory Lanez, and you can add him to it as well. You know what I mean? That's the other part of this. We can't forget Tory Lanez shot her. Yeah, this little dude shot her, talking about he was drunk, and then had the nerve to try to make money off of it. I'll say it again. I never thought I'd say it, but props to the fake real rock, the fake real rock, Rick Ross, if I can get it out. Props to him. I never thought I'd say that because I don't like the fake ish, but props to the fake Rick Ross this morning for coming to the defense of Meg Thee Stallion. What kind of man shoots a woman, an unarmed woman, because you drunk? A weak man. A weak man. I wouldn't spend 15. I wouldn't spend nothing, no money. Tory Lanez can never get my money. I don't give a damn how hot the song is, but I know how people are though. That's the relationship between artists and their the audiences. Like Michael Jackson or R. Kelly. As long as you keep making hits, then some black folks will go. It's an absolute damn shame. I think it just did it again, right? I'm looking at it on my side of the screen. It just flickered. So my apologies. The show goes on. We got to continue. Hey, what's up, Dominique? Appreciate you. The show goes on for my Spreaker fam. The show goes on. And I'll circle back around and see if I can't edit the video. But the show continues this morning. 513-873-7134. Hopefully it's not going to prevent you from having a good experience this morning, because I definitely want you to be here. Please like and share today's show. It means everything. Somebody said that not Spreaker, but Facebook and IG will do that if they don't like your content. I've heard that. I've heard that before. And I could be experiencing it now. I'm not sure why they don't like the content. Maybe it's today's cover art. You know what I'm saying? But I would imagine, let me put up again, this is today's cover art. I would imagine that most black talk show hosts will be talking about this on some levels today. Maybe some, maybe not. I love it. Daniel Cameron is no different. Oh, man. You know what? I hope that Daniel Cameron was watching it. I hope that he was watching it, like chilling with his boo. Like, oh, SNL is back, right? And then kicking back, watching SNL, like, oh, this is going to be funny. You know what I'm saying? And then she does that. That would be great. That would be just fine with me. I'd have no problems with it whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Lots of question marks about his job, the role of the prosecutor. The role of the attorney general. Lots of question marks about whether he did the right thing as it relates to that black female that was killed who did nothing wrong. I'll say it. It just did it again. I'm with you, family. I mean, it seems like it's cutting on and off. Again, it's out of my hands at this point. But I'll say it again. Breonna Taylor did nothing wrong. She did nothing wrong. She was never convicted of any crimes. She wasn't found with some kind of drugs in her hand, as if that would justify being shot, right? She did nothing wrong. But she was linked to the actions of the black man who was defending his property. And I'll say it again. I find it incredible for anybody to believe that in 2020, that a black man is going to open fire on police. He's in his house. He's chilling with his lady. They're chilling. It's the middle of the night. You get a bam, bam, bam on the door. You want me to believe that he heard them say, hey, it's the police, and he fired one round. So the other thing is, why did he only fire one round? If he's some kind of nefarious criminal that don't care, he wants to kill police officers, why did he only fire one round? I mean, to me, the forensics just speak to the reality of it, that, you know, the police probably didn't I don't think that they announced themselves, or if they did, I don't think they announced themselves in a way that was really audible to the people inside. Because why would a black man in 2020 open fire on police, and you're laying in your bed, you're chilling? You're laying in the bed next to your lady friend, you're chilling. What black man wants to go from laying in the bed with his lady friend to now looking at the rest of your life in jail in Kentucky because you took a shot at police officers? None. I don't know any black people like that. For anybody to believe that, you're a racist. Straight up. White, black, in between. You are a racist if you believe that Walker heard the police announce themselves and then he decided he was going to shoot at them anyway. You're a racist. Period. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you are. If you believe that, you have to believe that there's a part of just everyday, ordinary black men that's just so birth of a nation, right? Go Google it if you know what I'm talking about. I don't have time to just this morning to get into every detail, but that's one of the most racist movies ever that was actually first screened at the White House. So this ain't the first time we had a racist or a white supremacist or sympathizer in the White House. It ain't the first time. But hell, we had slave owners in the White House. You can't get more white supremacists than that. Slave owners. Anybody get a chance to see Antebellum? I got a chance to see it. I saw Donnie B put it out there a couple of weeks ago, so I checked it out on her advice, and it was a pleasant surprise. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but I haven't found a way to really describe it without spoiling the movie for you. It's worth your time. I put it that way. It is worth your time. It's not your average slave movie, because I'm sick of that. I'm sick of that. Speaking of slave movies and things that are going on, did anybody see that video of the sister who was hogtied in the back of the police cruiser? And apparently she fell. So now so instead of being on the seat, the cushion of the police cruiser, now she's face down at the bottom. And she starts screaming about how she can't breathe. And this woman says some stuff like, "Master, I'll be better. I'll be good, master." It's a black woman. This just happened. I'll play the video for you in a second. Is this real? I couldn't make this up. I couldn't make this up. You got to see this. Get this for you so you can check this out. This is what's going on these days. Black woman called an officer master as she begged for her life because she was upside down in a patrol car. Did you see this? I ain't making it up. Please, master. Please, master. Shatia Kelly reportedly told the officer she could not breathe, but she was ignored. So what does that mean? What that means is this. What we found is that the death of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd means nothing to the Conan barbaric variety of the police forces around the country. I'll say it again. There's an element on police forces, law enforcement departments across the country that don't give a damn about the protests. They're not moved. They ain't moved one bit. Now, some would call them race soldiers. That's a term that Tariq Nasheed sort of brought to my attention. They doing it for the race, trying to take us out one by one with a badge on. I'm just telling you what's being said out there. You could take it, believe it, not believe it. It is what it is. These are the facts. Okay. But even after George Floyd, we keep seeing these incidences of police officers arresting people with their knee on their neck. They don't care. There's an element that just don't care, that is completely incorrigible. They cannot be persuaded with. You cannot be reasoned with. It's their way or no way. And they're going to continue with their barbaric tactics no matter what until they're stopped. And the move by Daniel Cameron, at least in Kentucky anyway, the whole state of Kentucky, if you live a black person in Kentucky, matter of fact, I'm trying to work out a time for a conversation with a black female that lives in Kentucky. We conversed a little bit the last couple of weeks, and she was giving me her insight. She was like, I keep my head on a swivel in this state. That's what they want. They want you to be afraid. They want you to be afraid. They want you to call them master and all this kind of nonsense. They do. They do. Again, go check out that movie Antebellum and I'll just say it like this. I'll just say that I wouldn't be surprised. I'll put it that way. I wouldn't be surprised. Let me see if I can find this for you from a source so you can see this for yourself. Her name is Shatia Kelly, and she desperately called a white police officer master as she was left upside down in a patrol car for 21 minutes. She was on a video telling police officers that she could not breathe and she was begging for help after she slipped off the back seat head first onto the floor. The body cam footage was released during a hearing in Aurora, Colorado, where Officer Levi Huffine is appealing his firing over the incident. Apparently, he was fired back in February over this incident. And good riddance. And this young woman, her name is Shatia Kelly, is seen shouting and crying as the officer just ignores her as she's struggling. Quote, I never knew how bad a heart could feel until I watched that video. And I was like, how could you treat another person like that? Quote, animals don't even deserve to be treated like that. If you treated a police dog that way, you would probably have federal charges. Like if you hog-tied a police dog and like threw it in the back of the truck or the back of your seat and the dog was whimpering and somebody saw it, there's probably very serious charges, not federal offenses against that. But you can do that with black folks. Or maybe you can't because the officer was fired. To me, that just speaks to the callous, cold nature of some of these law enforcement officials. And I mean, I stand by that. It just speaks to the callous, cold nature of some of these law enforcement officials. Would you like to see the video? Because I'll play it for you here in a second. You need to see this ish. It speaks to the callous, cold nature of some of these officers who just don't care. Some of them just don't care. Would you like to see this? Let me see if I can pull this up for you. There we go. Yeah, we need to see this. Let me see if we can play this. Let's see what's here. Let's check this out. Nah, we ain't doing that. No, we ain't doing that. We definitely ain't playing nobody's ads. We ain't doing that. Hold on, let me work on that real quick, and I'll see if I can get that for you. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. Check this out.
You are going to be hobbled. Do you understand? You're going to be hobbled for trying to get out of my car. I'll do it. Okay. Yep.
Let's check this out, family.
Well, never mind then. I'm going to hobble her.
He's going to hobble her. You're going to be hobbled.
We're hobbling. Take her out. Right on the ground.
Like I said, there's a difference between doing what you can do and doing what you should do. And what we see over and over again is a straight up abuse of authority.
At least I get my justice as a black woman.
Check this out. Let's see what happens. So there she goes. She just slipped. This is, hold on, family. Hold on. Hold on. Let me stop it right here. Let me stop this right here. This is graphic. You're going to hear extreme language, and this is a very difficult thing to watch. This ain't easy. It's not easy to see for me to see anybody be brutalized, especially not a black person. I'm going to be honest with you. This is difficult. I want to give you a heads up. There's extreme language. I want to give you a heads up. I know kids are around. You might be working. You might want to turn it down a little bit. This might not be something you want to watch. I understand. I hope you can stay with me because we need to see all of this, family, and break all of this ish down. Let's get back to it.
To break, bro. Hey, my neck is about to break, bro. Can you lift me up? Hey, officer, I can't breathe. Please help me, please. Please help me, please. Officer, please lift me up. I'll cooperate, I promise. Can you please lift me up? Officer, please lift me up. Please lift me up. Please lift me up. Please lift me up. I'll cooperate. Please lift me up. Officer, can you please lift me up? I can't breathe. Officer, I can't breathe. Please lift me up on the ground. Please lift me up, officer. Officer, please lift me up. Please lift me up. I'm on the concrete. I'm claustrophobic, officer. Please lift me up. Please lift me up, officer. Please lift me up. I'm on the ground. I can't get up. Officer, please don't let me die back here. Please, officer. Officer, please, I'll cooperate. Please lift me up. Please, officer. Officer, please. Officer, please. Please let me up. Officer, I promise I'll be good. Please let me up, officer. Please let me up, officer. I can't breathe, officer. Please. Please don't make me drive all the way out of Alameda like this, officer. Are you really like that, man? Come on, officer, please. Oh my God, I can't breathe. 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 Please lift me up, officer. Please lift me up, officer.
You know, this is hard to watch. This is very hard for me to watch.
Sir.
Where's the officer?
Sir.
Post George Floyd.
I gotta beg you, master. Master, I'll be good.
Master, I'll be good. That's what they want.
Please let me out. Are you ready?
I'm sure the officer felt superior after hearing that. Oh yeah. Now, again, that's why I say these police tactics needs to be rethought. I know that was very difficult, family. I know many of you were like, I'm out of here. I love Nate's show, but that's hard to watch. I completely understand. I get it. But I'm a big believer in the real. I think we sanitize things too much and we don't really get a sense of what's really going on and what really happened. I think we do that in a lot of ways. I think we just got real and took the filters away. Then people will have a better understanding of what's really going on. That really happened. Talking about some, please, master. So again, I know that they can hog tie you. I think that all of that is in question. I think all of that stuff is in question. Because like I told you before, I mean, there are people out there that are in different levels of fitness. And depending on your level of fitness, simply having your hands behind your back can kill you. It'll make you feel very anxious. Like I remember, I don't know how we got a hold of it, but me and my little brothers, we got our hands on like some real handcuffs, right? I think there was police handcuffs, but it was metal, or I don't know where we got them from. I can't remember the whole backstory, but what was we doing? We doing what kids would do. We run around putting the handcuffs on each other and then running away thinking it's funny. And I remember when they did it to me, just the feeling of powerlessness, having your hands behind your back. Or maybe we was working on our ninja skills where, you know, you've seen it in the movies where people can like bring them underneath their waist behind them and then take them out. We thought we were ninjas when we were kids, like all kids do. My son thinks he's a ninja now. On Saturday morning, you know what I was doing? I was working on his ninja skills. You know, I'm throwing things at him like a Frisbee in the yard and he's dodging them. I'm a ninja, daddy. Like, that's what little boys do, right? I remember feeling like so powerless and anxious about it, right? I'm here to tell you that in 2020, there are adults out there that would not survive that. You wouldn't survive. What we just saw, that would kill you. That would kill you. If the police hogtied you like that, let's say you didn't slip down on your face. Just being with your hands behind your back like that, number one, is a very awkward position that if you haven't like been doing some stretches and getting your yoga in, that move in and of itself would put your body under duress. You might have a cardiac arrest right there or a panic attack. You might have a panic attack. I'm just saying it's real. And they, meaning law enforcement and those that support law enforcement, no matter what they do, they act like it's no big deal. They act like it's no big deal. Let me give you another example. Let me give you another example of what I'm talking about. They act like it's no big deal. I can't watch any more of that. I think we got the gist of it. Master, please. So was this smart for her to do that? Well, if it saved her life, she had to do what she had to do to save her life. Knowing white fragility, she knew that the psyche of that white police officer or that male police officer was so fragile that she had to appeal to his fragile nature just to save her own life. I mean, people use that term white fragility, but if you want to look at a real day example, a real modern day example, we just saw it. Straight up white fragility. What kind of man would need for somebody to call you master in order for you to save their life? What kind of man is that? That's not a man. That's a weak ass individual right there. That's what that is. One of them Tory Lane types, I guess. I don't know. There's another interesting video that I saw over the weekend that I want to share with you. And this was straight up, to me, this was a straight up case of racial profiling. And I think it's important for us to look at the video and just kind of analyze it and think about it. The body cam has been released now. This is going to be the body cam perspective. Now, this brother, as it turns out, is a somebody. He's a somebody. And see, that's one part of the racial profiling of black people, where white people that have a little bit of authority, they look at you and they judge you and they try to decide as to whether you're the wrong black person to mess with, or if you're just a nobody black person in their opinion, and whatever they do to you, they can get away with it. When I saw this video, the first time I saw it, it was the perspective of the brother. And this brother was shopping at Versace. He was at the Versace store in LA, and the LAPD rolled up on him and started harassing this black man for no reason, in my opinion. This to me is straight up harassment. It's a great example of what black people are talking about. And here's another example as to why black people don't rock with law enforcement. It ain't got nothing to do with this whole anti-snitching culture. That's the BS that black faces for white fragility, right, will try to use. And that those that support law enforcement, no matter what they do, they try to use this against the community. Oh, and the anti-snitching. Well, if you had a better history with the black community, then maybe more black folks would want to rock with you. Simple as that. But too many black people have had an experience just like this, in my opinion. I want to share this with you. You got to see this. You might have seen it, you might not have seen it, but you got to see this real quick. All right, I want you to see this. All right, it's very, very important. Check this. I'm going to play this for you. So this man right here, they thought he was a nobody. And to me, everybody is a somebody. You know what I'm saying? I don't look at nobody no different. Sure, some people might have a little bit more local notoriety, a few more connects, but we are all human beings. We should not be assuming. I never judge a book by its cover. I've done that a few times and got burned. You don't do that. You don't judge a book by its cover. You don't know who somebody is. You have no idea who somebody is connected to. You have no idea. But check this out. So this brother was shopping at the Versace sneaker store in downtown Los Angeles. As he walks up, the police roll up on him. Check this out.
Yeah, sure, quick. So we were over here and we saw you walk across the red hand over here, so we just wanted to make sure, like, what's going on? How come you did that? You don't wait for the light?
What did I do? I'm like a little startled.
Right here, Rodeo?
Oh, I jaywalked, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
So we saw you, but we were going to stop you over here, but then we decided we were just going to come this way and talk to you. How come you did that, man?
I jaywalked. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what to say.
Okay, well, just because the area you did it, you see how there's a bus and stuff like that? We get a little...
All right, I've just been GPSing and trying to figure out where I'm going.
Okay, do you have any ID on you by chance, man? Without reaching into your pockets, you don't.
Okay, so my question is, why does he need ID? Why does he need ID? I guess he needs ID because they're going to cite him for jaywalking on Rodeo Drive. Some tells me that I've never been to Rodeo Drive, but if Rodeo Drive is like downtown Cincinnati, somewhere in Cincinnati and downtown, somebody is jaywalking right now. It happens. It's not supposed to happen, but on the list of offenses, it's minor until somebody gets hit. And some of these minor offenses, like not having a front license plate, RIP, rest in power to Sam DeBose, flowers to his family. They use that. By then, I'm talking about law enforcement will use that to just mess with you, like they're messing with his brother right now. So just think about how quickly this escalated. What could the officers have done? What could the officers have done? I'll tell you what they could have done. They could have said, hey, listen, brother, man, listen, XYZ, yabba dabba dua, pudding pops, whatever. Just make sure you don't get, it's dangerous out here. Go on about your day, brother. Why are they asking this man for his ID? Well, one rationale could be because they're going to cite him for jaywalking. Now, if they're going to cite him for jaywalking, it makes sense. Let's see what they actually do, family. Check this out.
Have any weapons or anything?
I don't. I'm like super nervous.
No, I get you, man. That's right. I'm not putting you in handcuffs or anything.
You want to take my phone or something like that?
No, you can hold on to it.
Right.
I don't want to.
So what do you want me to do right now?
I just wanted to see if you had any ID, but without reaching into your pockets.
I do have an ID.
Awesome. Do you have any weapons or anything?
I do not.
Okay, do you mind if I just?
You can do whatever you need to do, man. I'm just nervous. Can I put down my phone at least?
Absolutely. Yeah. No worries, man. What's your name?
Salehi.
I'm Officer Krug, man.
Nice to meet you, bro.
I'm just going to check to make sure you don't have any weapons if you don't mind, okay? Face that way real quick. Put your hands behind your back, palms together like you're praying. Awesome, thank you. All the way like you're praying, Interlace them.
Now, all of this.
Cool, man.
Hold on, stop.
Shoes.
All of this because the brother was jaywalking. He goes from jaywalking to do you have any weapons on your pocket? Now, Drop would have to tell me, I don't know offhand, but is California a conceal and carry state? Because if it is, it's not illegal for them to have a weapon. There should be no, negative or criminal intentions or motivations read into the situation if he has a weapon. If it's a concealed and carry state, shouldn't be whatsoever. So now he goes from walking across the street, just left the Versace athletic wear store, to now his hands are behind his back. Everybody's watching. See, people act like that's no big deal. They act like it's no big deal for the cops to stop you. And then what the police will do is they'll mob the situation. Police cars just keep rolling up. You go from 2 officers to 6 officers to 8 officers all of a sudden. Like for jaywalking? This is jaywalking. And then when you get nervous, they want to ask you why you're nervous. Oh, you must be nervous because you did something, son. No, I'm not nervous because I did anything. I'm nervous because you fools is messing with me. This is why black people continue to have a healthy, justifiable distrust of law enforcement. I want you to see this.
Those are pretty nice. You said I can search you, right?
You do whatever.
Cool, man.
This is embarrassing.
Well, what we like to do, like when we stop someone, we just, to make sure you don't have any weapons or anything,
Yeah,
we just like to.
feels a little excessive, right?
Now check out the officer. He's trying to talk real cool and real smooth. Thank you. Good morning to you, black woman. He's trying to talk all real smooth and calm, but just keep listening to what he says throughout the rest of the video. He's trying to act like, yeah, we don't keep it cool. Since my voice is real calm and cool, that means that my actions are, even though your actions are aggressive as hell, your voice is nice and cool. Hey, I'm your friend. Yeah. You're not my friend. Because if you were my friend, you wouldn't be doing this right now.
What's unfortunate is I literally designed the shoes that are in this bag and I'm being fucking searched for. Really? Yeah, I do.
That's why I'm not, that's why like I said, man, you're not in handcuffs or anything. I'm just talking to you right now, okay?
I do, but I'm just walking down the street. It's a little ridiculous.
Well, like I told you why, right? Just because.
I understand, but the pat down feels excessive. So what else can I do for you guys?
No, just relax, man. Like I said, you
Can I
just
turn around?
Absolutely, yeah. It was just to make sure you didn't have any weapons or anything. I just leave it down for now. Well, we'll be done. So I just want to see if you had any ID on you, sir. Is it in here?
Yes, it is.
You mind if I just?
And what if he didn't have ID on him? What if he said, I don't have no ID? Now what? Oh, he must be a felon. You must have a felony warrant because you not have an ID, right? He tells the man, "Oh, you're not under arrest. You don't have handcuffs on." But then later on in the video, he says you're being detained. He's trying to talk smooth because the cam is on, but his actions are aggressive as you know what.
Pull it out. Okay.
Why are there 3 officers there?
So he, just gonna run him real quick, partner. Make sure everything checks out. Okay.
Can I check my phone, please, now? It's like clearly a phone. Is that at least okay?
No, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, if that makes you feel more comfortable, absolutely. Take a look at it.
Oh, yeah, we're going to record you, fool.
This because I just don't feel comfortable with that.
Well, just because right now you are being detained, just because we're talking to you, and we don't know, not saying that you would do this, but people have called and they have friends come, and then it becomes an officer safety
I'm literally
issue.
just going to record right now. That's all I'm doing. You see it's recording, and that's all I'm doing because I feel, you hear it in my voice, I'm uncomfortable, I'm nervous. You understand the climate that we're in?
No, I understand. Is there anything I can do to make you feel more comfortable?
Not
Like you're not in handcuffs or anything,
not
right?
really. Like, your boys are pulling up, I'm uncomfortable. I'm not making any, like fast movements, but this is uncomfortable for me. Huh?
It should be uncomfortable, brother.
No,
your
but
life
this is uncomfortable for me. I just want to get to my car, so I'm just going to hit record for you.
Hey, whatever you want to do, sir. But like I said, you understand why we stopped you, correct? And you admitted to jaywalking?
So I'm in Beverly Hills right now, and I'm getting fucking searched for shopping at the store I work for, and
see, now what you're doing is you're making it completely different to what we just talked about.
Guys,
you're making a completely different narrative.
Check my ID. What's going on? Do I have anything on the record?
No, you're good to go, sir.
I'm good to go. That's why.
Yeah, man. But listen, so you can't jaywalk, correct? You
understood.
understand?
So let me stop there. So they check his ID. He's got no record. They don't cite him for jaywalking. Then what was this all about? We know what it was. He was probably oblivious to the police. But these white police officers looking at a black man thinking, he looks suspicious. Got that tie-dye shirt on. Yeah, he looks suspicious. Oh, he crossed the street. Oh, he must have crossed the street because he saw us. Oh, wait a minute. I think we can stop him because he jaywalked. Let's stop him. Run him through the paces and see if he's got a warrant. That's what it was all about. It was a warrant check. They never cited him in the video. I'll play the rest of it to its entirety. He never got cited. You know what I'm saying? A good person would have said, you know what, bro, just want to stop you and tell you, hey, genuinely for your safety, bro, just don't jaywalk, man. You don't know this, man, but I'm an officer and a lady got struck the other day. Just wanted to tell you that, man. Going about your day. I ain't got to look at your ID. You're not under suspicion. We're not going to embarrass you. We're not going to stop you. We're not going to, put your hands behind your back. That's what a good officer would have done. That's just my opinion. You agree with that or disagree with it? That right there is another example, this just happened, a modern day example as to why black people are suspicious of law enforcement. Because that right there happens in Cincinnati. That right there happens every city in America where you got law enforcement. That's the reason why. There's a difference between what you can do and what you should do. And good leaders, those that have responsibility, know the difference. That to me was a straight up abuse of authority. Straight up. Oh, and then he got mad. Oh, see, now you're trying to change the narrative. No, the narrative is that you stopped me for a little bit of nothing. You thought that I was interacting with you at the beginning of the video. He was like, well, why'd you do that, guy? Why to do what? He was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. The dude was oblivious that the police were there. The police are looking at him like, oh, he knows we're there. That in and of itself is racial profiling. Wait a minute. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. Oh, he gonna cross the street when we come up here. He must have stole something from Versace. Yeah. And the dude is the VP of sneakers at Versace. He designs the sneakers. I'm telling you, it happens every day. It happens every single day. Dude's all scared and nervous. The police are rolling up. He knows that if he makes a sudden movement, they're going to kill him on the spot. And depending on who the AG is, or if they can get some witnesses to get on their side like they did in the Breonna Taylor case, the officers might walk.
Yeah. Can I have my stuff back, please?
But you see how you just switched that complete narrative?
Nah.
You were talking to us saying,
you
you can search
Am I good to go?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, you guys have a good
Next time, don't change the narrative like that, though.
Next time, don't change the narrative like that. Or what? And next time, don't change the narrative like that. Or what exactly? What are you going to do?
Yeah, just real quick, man. So we were over here and we saw you walk across the red hand over here. So we just wanted to make sure, like, what's going on? How come you did that? You don't want to wait for the light?
What did I do? I'm like a little like startled.
Right here, Rodeo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, straight racial profiling. They was like, oh, he's on Rodeo. He didn't wait for the light. He must have saw us. He stole what's in that bag. Yeah. You're not Sherlock Holmes. You're not a detective. You know, I guess this is low budget Sherlock Holmes logic, I guess. You're not Columbo. Columbo was far more intuitive and smart. You're not even Barnaby Jones. You're not even a detective. That's why, because you don't deduce too well. So why'd you do that? Why'd you cross the street right there? Why'd you cross the street right there? You know what I'm saying? Why'd you do that? Because I'm oblivious. I got me some new kicks and I'm happy about it. And thank you so much, wifey. I got some new kicks. I'm about to go home. I'm hooking up late. I got a party. I'm the VP of Versace. I mean, if you're the VP of Versace, I'm sure you got a lot of great things he's doing. Probably a very busy man. They probably couldn't believe that he was the VP of the same store that was on Rodeo Drive. Like, what? Really? Damn. Chose the wrong one. Let's go to the phones. Hey, good morning and welcome to the show.
Hey, Nathan, it's Tracy. How are you?
I'm doing great, Tracy. Welcome.
I wanted to talk about one of your topics today. Sorry to change the topic. But I really want to talk about Andy Black for a minute.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
The only time that I say his name. What concerns me about Andy Black is the fact that the first time that he put out a flyer of Alicia Reese, if you remember at the NAACP forum, she held up the flyer where it was an image where he put up her face and wrote some things about Alicia. And now he comes out with this flyer where I guess he's referencing how she had a chance to give $1 million to small businesses and she did not, which is not true. And then he goes on with this eeny, meeny, miny, mo, ... Where did your taxpayer money go, or something to that effect. And we all know that song, Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, is an old racist reference to Catch Your N-Word by Its Toe. Mm-hmm. So, then he puts out a response to where he wasn't trying to be racist. And, of course, the flyer was backed by the Republican Party. And he cited a reference to where there was an incident of that phrase being used at an airline, and the courts decided with the side of the airline that it wasn't racist. So I guess, let the scramble begin, because people are upset with this reference. And she's actually having a press conference today at 1:00 with Nan and some others at the Hamilton County Board of Elections. So hopefully, this story people will pick up on this story and it will go viral. But I'm just sick of these white male Republicans who throw stuff around. It's not about what you think or what you feel or what you say your intent wasn't. It's about how it makes black people feel. And Andy needs to know that. Whether he cares or not is a damn different story. But, at the end of the day, it is a racist connotation. And I think that he needs to be aware and stop using it. I'm not one of these ones that is going to beg somebody for an apology because you said what you said and you meant it. But hey, just don't say it again, because to me, he's just proving who he is. You have him on one hand, down in this black woman, and you have the guy that's running for Hamilton County Sheriff who could give two F's about Charmaine McGuffey and make her sound less than what she is. It's just like they don't respect women. And then, Dieters is a whole nother animal. So, these white male Republicans who have a little bit of power, they're just taking it to whatever degree that they can as we get closer to Election Day. And I'm just sick of all of it. And that's what I wanted to say today about Andy Black.
I agree with you 100%, Tracy. Thank you for the call.
What's the irony of him having that last name, Black?
Right.
Stick with that, Mr. Black, dummy. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you for the call. I appreciate it. She's so right about that. The racist history of that song, Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, catch an N-word by the toe. And then the local Republican Party decides to use that on, and they pay big dollars. That costs thousands and thousands of dollars to do those voter mail, the mailing comes directly to your house. The little political flyers, that costs big dollars. They spend thousands of dollars to do that. And here they are operating with these racist historical timelines. They know what they're doing. So it's either way with Andy Black. Either he knew the racist history of it. And again, this is the Hamilton County Republican Party led by Alex Triantafilou. And now you know why I went so hard with him when I got an opportunity to interview him many years ago with that whole Tracy Hunter thing. Now you're starting to understand why I say what I say about the local Republican Party, because it's facts. They don't have any ideas. They don't have no ideas. They have no ideas whatsoever. All they have is attacks and racism and fear mongering. That's the only thing they've been using. That's it. If you go down the line and listen to all of them, it's racism and that's it, straight up. Whether it be the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office, the whole reason why Joe Dieters is saying that he should be reelected is because he's a white male that has a history of being tough on black people. That's what it comes down to. He ain't telling you he's going to diversify. He's not telling you that he's got some new ideas on how the prosecutor's office is going to interact with Hamilton County. He ain't telling you that. He's telling you I'm willing to kill people. That means go for the death penalty. And I'm going to go hard on the black folks when they step out of line. That's it. That's it. Andy Black. I watched it. You know what I'm saying? Central Media, we were doing a stream. So I'm sitting here watching the whole thing very closely. No ideas whatsoever. Zero ideas. Zero. Running around talking about when I get to the office, then we'll see. Huh? Alex Glandorf. Same deal. Zero ideas, nothing but critiques for the incumbent, but he don't have no ideas. When we asked the man on several times to tell us what he's going to do, you know what he said? Well, when I get to the office, then we'll see. Huh? When you get to then why are you running? Bruce Hoffbauer, same thing. If you look at all the debates, he's got a whole lot of critiques for Charmaine McGuffey, but when you ask him about what he's going to do, you know what he says? Well, when I get to the office, huh? What? They don't have any ideas. They don't have any policy proposals. All they have is their skin color and using what happened with the social unrest to try to scare suburbanites, scare voters into voting for them because the Democrats, they're for lawlessness. That's the same ish we hear Trump saying about Biden, which ain't true. So now Andy Black, if you don't know what they're talking about, thank you for the call. Appreciate it, Tracy. This is what people are talking about this morning. Local Republican mailer slammed as racist. GOP calls the charge ridiculous. How is it ridiculous if you know the history of the song Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo? Now, here's what I'll tell you about the Ohio Republican Party and these local Republicans. It's completely possible that they didn't do their homework and didn't realize it. Like, oops, that is completely possible. It is completely possible that somebody came up with this and thought, this will be cool, and had no idea about the history, the racist history of that song. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch an N-word by the toe. That's how the song goes. That's the origin of Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, if you don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's one of them. I mean, there's many variations, but that's a very real variation that was used in this world, in this country. And in the name of Andy Black, he should come out and disavow it. What has he said? Has he said anything about it? I'm on his Twitter page right now. He should come out and distance himself from it, but he won't because he's desperate to win. He wants to be the commissioner so bad. He probably thinks he deserves to be the commissioner because he's a white male and he was a part of some kind of private enterprise, as if that makes you qualified. The blackest thing about Andy Black is his heart, obviously. He should come out and disavow and distance himself. That's what that's what a good man would do. A good man, an honest, fair, just man, black, white, or whatever, would come out and say, you know what? I got to distance myself from this. This doesn't represent me. But he won't do it because he's going to play because, hey, all they was doing was talking about a black woman. It was just a little, oh, that was racist history. I mean, I didn't say it. And he wants to be commissioner so badly. I think it was a mistake. If I was a political consultant on that, I would have told him, guys, you don't want to go that route. You don't want to go that route. Now, I'm all about negative campaigning. I understand that's a part of it. I mean, I'm not super sensitive about it. Negative campaigns can be very effective. It is what it is. I get it. But racist campaigns? Come on now. Oh, man. They see, the demographics of the city and the county are changing, and these Republicans want to retain power. And what they haven't found out is that, to me, I think that the way you should appeal to the people of Hamilton County is to give them policy, ideas that are going to make their lives better. But they don't want to do that. They want to play the game, right? It's just like that waste of taxpayer dollars and time called the so-called Gang of Five. That, like I said last week, I reiterated, another Hamilton County Republican plot. And they had a black dude, Christopher Smithman, as the cheerleader. You know what I'm saying? Yes, yes, yes. Waving his palms. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go, go, go. Gang of Five, Gang of Five. That's my Christopher Smithman impersonation of the last couple of years. What have you really been doing? I mean, if Christopher Smithman has spent half as much time on working on these initiatives as he has been talking about Gang of Five and tweeting about it, which, I mean, this is very important space in commerce, right? And maybe the city would be in a better place, but we're not, because he's still running around here talking about the damn Gang of Five. Nothing more than a plot to try to make people look bad, so Republicans can win in future elections. That's all it was. So I'm not surprised by Andy Black whatsoever. But Andy Black should come out and distance himself. If he's a decent man, if he's a good man, he'll come out and distance himself from these comments. I mean, from this flyer, which he can do. He can certainly do that. I'm on his Twitter page right now. Let me see here. 16 hours ago, he's out with the signs. October 1st, he retweeted something from the Inquirer. September 27th, he's taking photographs of black folks out at Winton Woods. See, Linda Matthews. What's up, Linda? How you doing? I don't know. She used to be a listener, I believe. She was one of the choppers, then she just kind of fell off. I must have said something. Let me see. Some dumb ish about how he supports is it Betsy Sunderman? And she's a member of City Council, Republican, white female, and her goofy, silly ass motion, which is a waste of time. Again, think about it across the line. Even Betsy Sunderman. I mean, where is the substance that really addresses what people care about right now? Where do you see this? You don't see it, unfortunately. You don't see it. It's just a bunch of dumbish. Jared writes, good morning, hashtag Team NI. Good morning to you, Jared. Thank you for your support. Ashley writes, good morning, Nathan and the Choppers. Ben Thomas writes, think critically while pursuing the bag. Morning, Choppers. IT writes, good morning, Choppers. I feel like y'all don't deserve me or my brethren, but here we are. Hashtag alt middle is for the children. You are immersed. So the alt middle was born in the chop shop, but we don't deserve you. The hell? That's like, from your standpoint, that's like saying that the leaves don't deserve the roots. Come on. Stop it. Tanika writes, good morning, Ain't Choppers. Renee's in the house. She writes, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Tony writes, good morning, Choppers. Sucks to be Secret Service as usual. Yes, it does. Miss D writes, greetings. Tracy writes, hi. Mason Marler writes, morning, Nate and the Choppers. Hashtag flows rated E for everybody. Hashtag my son Miles turns 14 today. Happy birthday, Miles. Hashtag love being a dad. Hashtag black fathers and sons matter. They do. They do. That's a beautiful relationship, father and son. It's a beautiful relationship. My son is He's just so much a part of my life these days, man. He's connected me in ways that I can't even speak. And he's hilarious. Both of my children are hilarious. They sit back now and put on little shows for us at home. We just sit back as parents and just watch it and just enjoy it. It's just hilarious, man. Kids can bring a lot of joy to your life, a lot of balance to your life. Pamela writes, good morning, Nana Choppers. Good morning to you. Mason Mahler says happy birthday to Pamela. Sharp writes, good morning, Nana Choppers. New week, fresh flows. Today, the last day to register for voting in the November elections. Thank you for the reminder. You're right about that. It is. I thought it was. Yes, it is. And do your due diligence. If you haven't been convinced to vote at this point, I mean, I wonder. Number one, let me put the reminder out there because there's some folks that's just very, very busy. You might have forgot. Get registered. Don't wait. Be a part of what happens in November. It matters. If you don't feel like voting in the presidential election, I would argue against that. But at the very least, locally here in Hamilton County and around the country, local politics are all local. Politics are all local. Do what you got to do. Good morning to you. Let's see. Terrence K. Williams is the buffoon-like drop. Who is Terrence K. Williams? Who is that? Don't know. If he dies, Pence will not win. They would have to change the ticket. He will lose all the votes from the early voting. Kelly writes, good morning on YouTube. Good morning to you. Ebony writes, the base is dwindling, hence the new trend. Hashtag take off the hat, where former supporters are admitting they messed up voting for him. Tony writes, pretty useless call. I'm not sure what call they're talking about. Greg writes, I feel dumber for having listened to that idiot, Nathan. I feel bad for you for having to have to deal with that clown. Who are we talking about? You talking about Drop? I don't think the Drop is an idiot or a clown. He's just got a different perspective. He's got a different perspective. That's it. Greg writes, I believe that Trump has COVID. His assistant tested positive, and they had the ceremony at the White House garden for the Supreme Court nominee where no one social distanced and almost no one wore masks from what I saw. Right. I wonder if that's going to change. You know, Trump has been over here talking down about wearing masks and protecting yourself and also practicing dangerous, non-social distancing practices. But now we're supposed to give it down. I'm sorry. Meg the Stallion has good bars. Maybe she'll do some conscious songs at some point. Well, again, I think, and we spoke about this a month ago when we talked about WAP. These artists they're not all one thing. If you go back and listen to like all of their songs, you probably got some songs that people would call conscious on albums where there's other songs that really take off that are less conscious, for lack of a better term. But we just don't listen to them because a lot of folks don't buy these albums and you're not going deep, deep, deep inside of the albums. You're only listening to the videos that are the most popular. And so we think that that's the full representation of who these people are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Meg the Stallion is more than just WAP. You know what I'm saying? Like most people are. Like me, I like action movies. I like sci-fi movies. I like documentaries. I like politics. I like a lot of different things. I'm not just into one thing. On this show, we talk about politics. We talk about people. We talk about culture. We talk about things that are not just political because it's a reflection of who I am as a person, just like you are. You might be super hardcore into politics, but you got your times when you step away and you watch something for pure entertainment. Maybe it's sports. Maybe it's Netflix. I think that's real. I think that's the reality of who we are as human beings. So I don't see a contradiction or anything at odds. I think that she can promote WAP and also promote healthy relationships with Black women, supporting and protecting Black women and calling out Daniel Cameron at the same time. I don't think it's a contradiction at all. Danita writes, replying to Chris Thomas, Pence would absolutely win this election by a landslide. Here is why. Democrats are staying home and repeating the mistakes of 2016. Republicans who are not going to vote for Trump will absolutely vote for Pence. They are going to vote party without any hesitation. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. A lot of people are for Trump and they don't really care for Pence. So you might have Republicans that might sit out, maybe. And then what I'm seeing is it's being reported, at least in Ohio, that a lot of these early ballots are Democrats. I think that Trump's actions every single day energize the Democrat base. He's doing the work of Joe Biden in some cases, where people want to go and vote him out almost as much as they want to vote Joe in. Oh, just my thoughts on it. Kiki writes, I'm so sick of seeing them in front of that place. They don't give a damn about that. Fake as hell. You talking about those people up there in front of the Women's Center on Auburn Avenue? Me too. Every time I go past them, man, I cross the other street, I don't even want to look at them. Don't say nothing to me. I told you what happened when I walked past there maybe about 2 years ago. This white woman said, do you know how many black babies get aborted? I had to let her know. I had to challenge her. Then she got all mad. I already had my children. Well, if you really care about babies, go adopt some. You care so much about babies and black babies, then go adopt some of the babies in Hamilton County that are languishing in foster care if you care about babies. If you're not doing that, shut your self-righteous ass up and get the F out of my way, lady. Give a damn about what you have to say. Do I understand it? I'm a black man. What makes you think you care more about it than I do? I was a black baby. I've had black babies with a black woman. They care about babies, but they don't care about black women. If we cared about black women, then black women in Hamilton County wouldn't be, so challenged to get to 1 year after giving birth and still be healthy. We care so much about black women, then the average income, household income where these black women are living would be higher. If we care so much about black babies, then our great city leadership would have spent more time making sure we had affordable housing and less time kissing the hiney of the latest new developer du jour. So miss me with all that we care about black people in Hamilton County and Cincinnati. I mean, maybe now there's more of a focus on it, but in general, there hasn't been a focus, and the proof is in the pudding. Just look at it. Do I care about it? I'm still getting pissed all over again by it. Most of the anti-abortionists that I see are way past their childbearing years. So, right, they can't even have children no more. But what it is they think that's their ticket to heaven, fast pitch. That's what they think. They think that's their ticket to heaven. They think, oh, I'm going to do some good in my 60s and 70s and 80s, and God is going to bless me. Or maybe they had an abortion when they were younger and never got over it. Go fix yourself trying to fix other people. Just go deal with yourself. I'm never going to forgive myself for what I did when I was 19 and you're 89. Get over it. Go get some therapy and leave these women alone. I will 100% support the right to choose because I'm not going to show up with a breadbasket and big bags of money to take care of these kids. So I'm not going to tell a woman what to do with her body. If you're not prepared to do that, to get involved and help raise the kid, then keep your mouth closed. That's family member. Keep your mouth closed. It's none of your business. Go mind your business. Oh, man. Anthony writes, cats be thinking they own a kitty, Nate. Like you said, move on, right? Just move on. Woody writes, happy risings, brother Nathan in the chopper. Stay blessed and safe. Bobby writes, good morning. Hey, good morning, everybody. She writes, Daryl writes, I've been watching Lovecraft Country. Have you? I haven't watched it yet. Woodrow Wilson show Birth of a Nation in the People's South. Yes, he did. Fast Pitch writes, I saw that. She called the police master. We played it earlier. It was very difficult to watch. Very difficult to watch. This video, this black woman, happened in Colorado. The officer has been fired, and they hogtied her, which I think they wouldn't do that to a dog. They would, like when the SPCA comes, let's say there's a dangerous animal. They don't hogtie dangerous rabid dogs. They might try to put a muzzle on it or put it in a cage. But I would say that being in a cage is similar to being locked in the back of a police cruiser. They don't hog tie animals. If you call the SPCA in Cincinnati and say there's a dog out here that's barking and is foaming at the mouth, they'll show up and they might put a muzzle on the dog and they might put something around the dog's neck to try to get it into, the vehicle or whatever. But once the dog's in the vehicle, they don't tie the dog's arms behind his back and legs behind his back. Why don't we do that with other humans? It's a damn shame. Let me go to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
What's going on, Brother Ivy, my main man? What's the word, man?
Oh, man, everything is love, man. Good morning to you. What's going on? Welcome.
Let's break this down, man. It's amazing to me. I be just thinking about our people. You know, I was looking at this comedian show, Brother Ivy, and the man was acting like a preacher, and he was saying them and us, and he was like, we ain't going back to none of our stuff until they go back to their stuff. And he was saying, if you don't know who them and us is, then you ain't one of them, because they know who they are. And I was just saying that, but when I was looking at, I'm going to put them both together, the thing with the brother and the police officer, but the most important thing the sister said about the Republican Party and what's going on with Sister Reese, all of them. Brother Ivy, the county is bigger than just the city, number one. We don't understand group economics and group politics. The county is bigger than just the city. So when he sent it out, Brother Ivy, did he send it out to Cincinnati? Or is he looking at all the different townships in the county? Are you with me?
I'm with you.
Because it's more than just us. So he's sending that out, like you said earlier, strategically, because he know who them is, and he know who us is. And so he telling, hey, guess what, them? You know, we need to rally against those. Because that's the key to the game. It's mathematics. He's looking at, Sharon, all these different counties. What we got there? Well, it's so many things. Springfield, Springdale, Sharonville. There's so many of them out there. It's not just us. So strategically, what we got to do, Brother Ivy, guess what the sister that called earlier? I don't know if she's doing it or not. Go get 10 people and make sure that you tell those 10 people. I'm in the building of 500 people in the arms. Brother Ivy, I went door to door, and I'm not bragging on myself, but this is what we got to do. Now, guess what? You're not going to sit in here, come tomorrow, all the way to November, and complain and not get out there and vote. So fill this out right now. Because at the end of the day, Brother Ivy, the game is two things, people and money. So it's politics. So he knows what he's doing. You said it earlier. There's no mystery what they're doing and who is he reaching out to. Come on, man. It's mathematics. He going to tell them, y'all, like you said earlier, Brother Ivy, ring the bell. Let's ring the horn. Let's go get them, y'all. Come on. This ain't nothing new. It's always been like that. Smith & Mint is over law and public safety, Brother Ivy. How the heck is you downtown over law and public safety? How many homicides have we had in Cincinnati, man, since he been in there? The last 8 years? Do the math. But he won't talk about the Gang of Five because who is he reaching out to? Why did Cranley and Mann decide to call the protesters thugs? Who is he talking to? Is it Avondale, Barn Hill, King Heights? Or is he going out to Hyde Park, Westwood? Come on, y'all you got to know the math. Y'all should know this system by now. Brother Ivy, you see that brother walking down there. I want to call it them neighborhood because and it's not racism, it's just classism, and it's the country that we in, y'all. You saw that brother walk. Here's all day, Brother Ivy. How did he look? Be honest. See, we need to talk about what we really dealing with. How did he look to them? Did he have no suit and tie? He had a briefcase. They didn't see him as no CEO. You know the truth.
Mm-hmm.
How did they see him, Brother Ivy?
Yeah, they saw him. They thought he probably was robbing Versace.
Come on.
You know what it is.
Come on, Brother Ivy. But now, like I said earlier, Brother Ivy, problem and solution. Everybody should know this. The police officer is not the person in power. It's the chief. Now, Brother Ivy, who chooses the chief? It's the mayor, and you know it. It's the mayor. So what's the solution? Let's all lobby, group economics, group politics, go down and show the man, look what they just did to him. That's an elected official, Brother Ivy. Now, guess what happened when we all say, guess what, Mr. Mayor? You know that wasn't right. He fill out his petition. He go down there to the complaint authority. Say, guess what? And I'm proud of him, Brother Ivy, because you know what? He ain't dead. You ain't going to another funeral. We ain't putting our head down saying we lost another brother or a sister. Because people died in less than that. So I was proud of him because guess what? He complied. He ain't dead. He didn't run away. He didn't tell them who he was until the end when they got upset at him. And the brother lived another day. Because we got to understand this system, Brother Ivy. And you know that, man. His big brother's way less than that than Jake Walker in the stadium. So I got to give it up to him. He can definitely afford a lawyer. It's a case, you know what I'm saying? A complaint, and guess what? We need to point that person, specifically that officer, out. Because I'm tired of us saying who's good and who's bad, Brother Ivy. You know the system. And then when we file a complaint and we lobby Mr. Mayor, that's a problem with that. What's going to happen? You don't get voted in or out. Let's get rid of them. So, I'm just tired of saying the same thing over and over, Brother Ivy, and saying the same stuff that we do. I'm talking about nobody else over and over, and we're surprised that they do the stuff. Let's unite and get rid of these people. That's the key. And stop complaining all dang on day. That's what I'm at, Brother Ivy. Because I'm tired of seeing the same stuff over and over, and we looking at ourselves like, why we going through this? I mean, you and I talk about hip hop every day. How many times you gonna rap the same stuff about us and nobody's asking no question? Come on, man. Come on, Brother Ivy. I'm just tired of it. So guess what we should be doing tomorrow? Go get rid of these people. Don't let nobody talk you in the vote in any other way. How you hire Trackman Jones on here talking about this man, and you still come to our neighborhood? It don't even make no sense. Give us, since you can take money from Joe Dieters, give us our money back that you lost in playoffs when you messed it up anyway. And you don't even live here, number one. So come on, Brother Ivy, gang, people and money. So all of a sudden, we don't hold our people accountable, and these so-called leaders who can do and say anything to us. Come on, man. Ain't no Asian person go through this, or no Hispanic person, because we got too many in our own camp that allow anything to go on, Brother Ivy. And that's the truth.
I haven't heard the Pac-Man Jones ad. So what is Pac-Man saying about Joe Dieters?
Brother Ivy, man, that's his friend, and that he definitely is supporting Joe Dieters, and that we should not vote for Fanon. Dieters is his friend. Come on, Brother Ivy. You got to see it. You're gonna look and shake your head, man.
Remind me, wasn't that Ken Lawson that did something similar back when Fanon ran against him as a write-in candidate many years ago? It seems like Joe Dieters has an endless list of black men he can trot out, right, to say good things about him. Because I remember Ken Lawson did something real similar.
Come on, Ivy. Herschel Walker saying going to Disney World with the kid, with the family. Like, are you serious? Come on, man. You know how that game go. You know how they go. And that's what we're talking about now. That's a strategy. They know who to send it to. So, Brother Ivy, math. 50-50 is 100. So if I got 40% in my region, 40% in their region, guess what? We got to fight for the middle. That's why it's called the middle vote. Soccer moms, what they used to call them. So everybody fighting for the middle. So they got to send somebody to go to the other side, strategic, and take the votes away. Going back to the numbers. That's how the game goes. So we should say, get out of here. Go over there. Don't come down the aisle or come on Ivy Show talking about our leadership, because you can't go on WWW talk about their leadership. That's how it's got to become. And we do not understand group economics and group politics. That's our problem. So that's why they sent the literature out, Brother Ivy, to our neighborhood, because he got to figure out a way to get a certain amount of us to win. You know the game, because that's what it's about, winning. So that's how the game goes, Brother Ivy. You know that.
All day.
Nice rapping with you, good brother.
Yeah, thanks for the call.
Have a good day.
All day long. See, I haven't heard the Pac-Man Jones ad, but from what people are telling me, it reminds me, I don't know if Ken Lawson did an ad, but I remember, Ken Lawson is a brother. I know he's doing a podcast and giving a lot of great information, but the facts remain that when Fanon Rucker ran as a write-in candidate many years ago, I remember that Ken Lawson was out here telling people to vote for Joe Dieters. And now he back on some blackety black stuff. Facts. It seems like Joe, and I'm going to say it again. We could not be, I've said it many times before, I'm going to say it again. We as black people in Hamilton County and Cincinnati could not be in this place if you didn't have black people playing around, playing a part of it, playing a role, either wittingly or unwittingly. The scales could not remain this unbalanced over all these years if black people, you didn't have black folks a part of it. So many years ago, the first time Fanon ran, and again, you can make an argument that he had less experience, which I think is completely fair to say. He did have less experience. He was a write-in candidate against Joe Dieters. A black man who at that point had a prominent name in the city, Ken Lawson. But he also had some issues, got caught up in the law. So I guess he felt like, I'm just spitballing here because, some of all the details are a little bit murky. And you can go tell Ken, great to have a conversation about it. It makes no difference to me because the facts are the facts. But, he was compromised, got himself in some trouble. I guess Joe Dieters did him a solid or something like that. So he felt obliged to come out and publicly go for Joe over Fanon Rucker. How much differently would the last, 14 years have been in terms of the prosecutor's office if Fanon Rucker had won back then? And now you flash forward to 2020, you get another black man with Cincinnati ties who was compromised, got himself caught up in the legal system. Remember this? I remember Joe Dieters called him childish and boorish or something like that. Didn't he say his, let me Google this. Then he said that Dieters said that Adam Jones acted boorishly and foolishly. What does the word boorish mean? Boorish. What does that mean? Let me look this up real quick. Boorish definition. Rough and bad-mannered, coarse. Oh, okay. What does foolishly mean? What is fool? He called him foolish. Lacking good judgment, unwise. Okay, well, maybe in fact that was all true. But now it seems like Pac-Man Jones, who does a lot in the community, by the way. But, I mean, and he's entitled to his opinion. But, I mean, when you do things publicly, then the public is entitled to have an opinion. I mean, props to Pac-Man Jones and all the work that he's doing with these little football leaguers. I mean, I know that he has put his hands around some of these local teams and went above and beyond with his money and his time. I appreciate that, Pac-Man Jones. But that don't mean you get a pass when you coming out here stumping for Joe Dieters, who, in my opinion, as a lifelong resident of Cincinnati, has never been a friend of black people and or for justice, in my opinion. This is just my personal opinion. On some levels, how dare you, Pac-Man Jones? You don't even live in Cincinnati, do you? Don't you live any from Florida or something like that? How dare you? But it seems as if Joe Dieters has, he's getting his Peeler Bailey show. He's got a long list of black men who'll come out here and stump for him. Compromised black men. I guess he did them a solid. I guess he could have been tougher on them with the sentencing or whatever. And so now they feel obliged to come out here and help daddy. I guess. I haven't heard it. From Ken Lawson to Pac-Man Jones. Oh, my gosh. Cam writes, she may not have made it, shaking my head right. You're right about that. Cam writes, did we just witness a murder? Almost. Unfortunately. Glenn writes, preach, Nate. I'm not sure where I was. TNT writes, protect black women every day, all day. Janice writes, good morning, everyone. Absolutely. Woody writes, just another day in the life of black folks in America. Damn it. Crystal writes, my great granny used to say, you have to ease your hand out the lion's mouth. Many women understand exactly what that means. May writes, he need his ass beat. How about the man that got mauled by the dog? D writes, as I understand, he left her like that until they got to the station and another female officer discovered her on the floor head first, shaking my head right. He probably did it because some of these officers have shown, and it's not every officer, but the ones that we're talking about, what is it? Is that they like to see people in pain. Like, believe it or not, there's people that get a pleasure out of that. They get a sick pleasure out of seeing other people in pain. They get a sick pleasure after feeling like godlike. You know what I'm saying? He must have a small penis. Some of this is these men with these small penises, and the badge makes them feel like a big man. I'm a big man now, right? Cowards is what I call them. 513-873-7134. I could go on for days and days, but I won't. I got to take a quick break. We'll come right back. It's the Nathan Ivey Show, Cincinnati's first daily digital talk show that focuses on the black community. We'll be right back, everybody. Don't go anywhere. Please like and share this video. Again, please like and share this video. We'll be right back.
The Nathan Ivey Show is supported by listeners. Go to www.patreon.com/Nathan Ivey Show and help Nathan keep the show independent.
Black Business Report. I'm Donna Wilson. We all know there have been lots of jobs lost in the latest recession, but a report from the Labor Department finds whites have recovered 60% of the jobs they lost between February and April, while Black Americans have recovered just a third of the employment lost at the start of the recession. Meanwhile, data finds Hispanics lost the most jobs, and they have a lot of ground to cover in order to recover. Well, at a time when people are out of work and looking for employment, there is some good news. The Black Virtual Career Fair is hosting a 3-day job event where they say they'll have more than 500 available jobs from 30 top companies. The Virtual Career Fair takes place October 7th through the 9th, and there'll be jobs in tech, e-commerce, financial services, accounting, and sales. For more details, go to virtual.blackvcf.com. That's your Bloomberg Black Business Report. I'm Donna Wilson.
Jill Schiller has been missing in action, and now we know why. Did you know that Jill Schiller, candidate for Hamilton County Treasurer, got away with a dangerous offense? Her friends and connections at Cincinnati City Hall turned their heads when she was racing through a Cincinnati public school zone doing 52 in a 20-mile-an-hour zone. She could have killed a child. As a mother of 3, that's concerning. 25,000 children are injured each year because of speeding in a school zone. 100 children are killed in school zones each year by people like Schiller. Schiller should have served 5 days in jail as the law states, but being privileged kept her out while you, the public, would have gone to jail. Her friends and connections at City Hall only fined her $60, and they quickly destroyed the evidence the next day. We cannot trust Schiller with our school children. Should we trust her to protect and safeguard our tax dollars? Vote for Charlie Winburn for Hamilton County Treasurer. We can trust him to safeguard our tax dollars and our children.
Paid for by friends of Charlie Winburn. This is Zoe Wesson. What side of history do you want to be on? The right side, or one where black people continue to be underrepresented in Hamilton County? Now's your chance to end 230 years of exclusion. In Charlie Winburn, we have a man that's received the Cincinnati NAACP President's Award, who fought on the Ohio Civil Rights Commission for 6 years, who received the Baptist Ministers Conference Community Service Award. Charlie Winburn has received the Southern Christian Leadership Conference Award and was honored by WDBZ The Buzz as Pastor of the Month. We know Charlie Winburn, and he knows us. He's the right man to put us on the right side of history. On Tuesday, November 3rd, vote for Charlie Winburn for Hamilton County Treasurer.
I am Charlie Winburn, and I'm asking you for your vote on Tuesday, November the 3rd, paid for by friends of Charlie Winburn.
You're listening to the Nathan Ivey Show. One man, one microphone, one mission. Now, let's get back to the flow.
Listen, folks, I 100% believe in the need for independent voices. If you become a Patreon, you'll get access to Fade to Black, which is a show that I do primarily and exclusively for my patrons. If you want to get access to Fade to Black and the video and the audio, go to Patreon/Nathan Ivey Show right now. To make it easier, you can go to nathanivey.com, click on support tab. It'll take you straight to my Patreon page. And I want you to consider becoming a patron for as little as $2 a month. You can join the mission to build independent black media in the greater Cincinnati area and beyond. I've said it for years, one man, one microphone, one mission. My mission is to amplify black voices in the greater Cincinnati area and beyond. And I need your help. I appreciate you in advance. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. All right, 513-873-7134. Welcome back. Welcome to my home studio, Nathan Ivey. I know I need a cut. I'll probably cut it after the show today. There's a lot of things going on. Of course, tomorrow at 1 p.m., you got Midday Juices back. Everybody know that Ashley stayed busy. She stayed busy. And she'll be back on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You know, that's an advice show. So basically, if you're looking for some advice, you can email her a question and she will answer it, and as well take calls and also comments from the audience. And she's also going to expand it a bit to bring guests on as well. I think she's very talented, super talented. She got a unique style. And again, that's Midday Juice starting tomorrow at 1 p.m. It'll be live streamed on Facebook on Sin Digital Media. And then, of course, check out tomorrow at 7 p.m. Black Rambo TV is coming to valet service and be talking with Fast Pitch. This brother's got a big following on IG, and I'm just becoming aware of him. I mean, Fast Pitch brought him to my attention. That should be a very interesting conversation. She's also going to be talking about, you know, why black women feel so unsafe around black men, which is a shame. It's a damn shame. But again, that's valet service. You can watch the live stream live tomorrow at 7 p.m. on Facebook, Sin Digital Media. And if you've missed it, then circle back around and check out Donnie B's last podcast. She talked with Wendy Cross and Fanon Rucker. And again, if you don't know, Donnie B is a lawyer, former president of the Black Lawyers Association. She's just got insights that unless, you know, you've walked in those shoes and have that experience, you just don't have. So it's a very different kind of let's just say you're going to get different insights, questions, and follow-up questions from someone who has her experience. If you missed that podcast, it's up right now, and you can connect with her, the Is It Just Me podcast group as well. And then the Dope Chicks were supposed to go live on Sunday, but the ladies are all over the country. And then Danny herself recently became a grandmother again, and just had some technical issues that I didn't think, and they didn't think was going to make for a pleasing show. So they actually put out a word from the Dope Chicks themselves from TNT. I appreciate that. But they're scheduled to come back on Sunday at 1 p.m. So I'm not sure the topic will be the same, but we will let you know. And again, apologies for any inconvenience. I know a lot of people are really, really starting to really like that podcast. I think it's one of the realest podcasts in the city from the perspective, a very valuable perspective of Black females. And if you look at the type of voices that we're amplifying here, it's not coincidence that there are Black females. I mean what I say. I say what I mean. And if you look around the terrestrial landscape, you don't see a lot of Black females. And so I'm doing so with a conscious effort. And again, I extended. I think that there's much more room for growth with CDM. If you know someone or you are someone who is interested in podcasting, let's say you already do a podcast, let's talk. If you got a great idea for a podcast, let's talk. There are 2 more podcasts, existing podcasts, that I like to bring over to CDM. We'll tell you more about it in the weeks to follow. And also working on 2 original CDM podcasts as well, with brand new hosts, brand new voices, brand new shows that I think might surprise you. I think you might get into it. So if you don't like this show, perhaps you'll get in one of those shows or something that we are providing in these COVID-19 days and times. And I think the digital space is the future for Black independent media. And I'm doing what I said to my patrons. I'm doing what I told you I would do. All right. I'm delivering on the promises that I made to you as a patron, and we are just getting started. So good morning to you. So please like and share this show. If you haven't already done so, please go over to our Facebook page and like and follow. That way you'll get a notification when any of the shows go live. And if not, if we're connected on social media in some way, then you will see it. You will see it. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a very interesting week. Looking forward to it. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Let me see where we at here. Toy writes, reminds me of the scene in Higher Learning when they asked for ID because they were Black on campus. Right. It does remind you of that. Yeah, they were just, and then had the nerve to say the next time you can tell that the officer's on some BS because, you know, at the very end, and we're talking about this brother that's the VP of sneaker wear for Versace, young brother, right? And he's doing his thing. Props to him. So he's leaving the Versace store in LA, and apparently he jaywalked. Meanwhile, you got people doing all kind of stuff in vehicles. They don't get stopped. And the officers, you can tell they thought that he was responding to them. He's oblivious to them. He's got like some $2,000 pair of sneakers in his Versace bag. He's living his best life. He ain't even thinking about the officers. Well, brother, why'd you do that? Why to do what? He couldn't even know what they were talking about at first. Or why'd you make that move? See, they thought it was something that was on them. That was straight up racism, straight up racial profiling, 100%. These white dudes, this is what you got on the LAPD force to do. Like, I'll say it again. I think that becoming a police officer is admirable. I think it's an admirable profession. I do. I think it's a profession that's critical, and we need more Black people to become police officers. And don't become a punk ass Daniel Cameron sellout, but stand up for the culture. You know what I'm saying? Get your Meg Thee Stallion on. Why is the women showing the strength? Should be the men anyway. We need more conscious people, compassionate people, level-headed, sane people, and in particular, Black people to become police officers. We need more of that. It's a numbers game, I think. And as I watched that video of this young brother, I'm thinking to myself, what did he do wrong? I mean, they didn't even cite him. So that tells you they just wanted to get his ID and do a warrant check. And then if he had a warrant, I knew it. Oh, Sarge, when they get back in the cruiser, man, Sarge, it's just something about him. I can smell him. You know, I got spider sense and all this kind of stuff. Pardon me, ridiculous. He said he didn't know where he was going. Why they asked for his ID? Exactly. If it's Rodeo Drive, that sounds like Beverly Hills, not downtown LA. I'm just saying, hey, Greg, you know better than me. Right. Right. It does sound like Beverly Hills. You're right about that. Thank you for the correction. Fast Pitch writes, I've been to Rodeo Drive a few times. Everyone jaywalks. Straight BS. Everybody jaywalks everywhere. If you drive downtown right now, somebody's jaywalking. Everybody jaywalks. And then the officer, like I said, he's like trying to be all like, I'm your friend and I'm just being cool with you, buddy. You know, one of those officers that want to call you buddy in a very condescending way, but he thinks he's being friendly with you. Hey, buddy, no problem, buddy. At the very end, he says, well, don't be trying to change the narrative around. No, the narrative is what it is. You just don't like it because it makes you look bad. And that's how these Karens and Darrens are. Like when you call them out on it, some of them are going to try to react. I've dealt with it myself. I think it's hilarious. See here. Okay. Cool. It is what it is. It is what it is. Keisha writes, right to Fast Pitch. Papers, please. Sound familiar. Yes, it does. Crystal writes, that's what they want to see. Black men in the assumed position. Ugh, right. Right. And people act like it's no big deal until it happens to you. Until you get hogtied, until you get manhandled, until you're faced against a concrete wall and they're asking for your ID and everybody's driving past like, what the hell? That can be embarrassing. It's embarrassing because you're a person that tries to live your life in a certain manner. You know what I'm saying? But again, you know, as the caller said, I mean, props to the brother for keeping a level head and then moving on with his life because he's still alive right now. Let's talk about Alicia Reese, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let me get your opinion about it because I gave you mine, but I want to get your honest opinion about this. Is this racist? I'm talking to black people, so we will determine whether this is racist or not. Is this racist? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, where will your tax dollars go? There's a long history of that song. It's a nursery rhyme, but white fragilists / supremacists over the years, they had a different sort of version of it that would go eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch an N-word by the toe. In 2020, do you think that that's racist? I'd like to get your thoughts real quick. I'm only here to 10 a.m. this morning. Is that racist? Let me look at this. Where will your tax dollars go? If it's up to Alicia Reese, they'll go right to special interest. Instead of using taxpayer funds to support our community, Reese and her influence to try and push $30 million to special interest. What do you mean by special interest? What does that mean, like black businesses? I mean, what does that mean, special? I don't even know what that means. I have a mailbox full of literature. I got a mailbox full of literature. And I don't know if I've received this or not. I have to check it. I could check it right now if you want to hold on. You don't want to do that, do you? I could go check it right now and take you out to the mailbox with me. I mean, we could definitely do that. But I don't think I've received this one. Vote no to keep Alicia Reese political games out of Hamilton County. I mean, somebody got paid a lot of money to craft that up. Look, she got the white gloves on and everything. What is that? What kind of board game is that? What are those pieces? Is that I'm not even sure what game that is. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. What's on the back of it is what I want to see. Listen, to me, hands down, it's not even a choice. But the brother that called in was so right because the county is much bigger than the city. And you got a lot of white people out there and black people who don't know Alicia Reese. They have no idea, but what political games? That's the thing. What political games are they talking about? But is this racist in your opinion? Or is this just, election year, politicking? Let me flash ahead. I want to get your thoughts about this. Tony writes, exactly. He's acting cool for the camera, right? Clarice writes, wow, right. Wak KY writes, hello, everyone. I want to thank you and share this testimony about how Dr. Akarumu restored my broken relationship. I'm sorry for putting this on the net, but I will have to try. I mean, okay, I'm not sure what this is, brother. I'm not sure what that is. TNT writes, well, if you are being detained, you can leave. Simply say, if I'm not being arrested, I wish to leave. Either they let you go, know your rights. Right. Power hungry, just saying. Right. Did he file a complaint? Right, D. Did he do what he was supposed to do? Like, he put it on social media, but did he file a complaint and make it official? I say file a complaint. Janine writes, good morning, Nathan and the Choppers. Good morning to you. Good to see everybody. Cleopatra writes, profiling and coercion, absolutely. The cop got mad because he said he was pushing record, right. Brian Taylor writes, the thing is, Nate, that cop did the bad thing while the other good ones just let it happen. That's why there are no good cops for real. Not because some people in the uniform aren't good, but because they let this happen over and over and over again, right? It seems to me like the code is no matter what the officer is doing, whether they're wrong or not, in the moment, you don't get in the middle of it. If an officer is clearly violating rights and police protocol, what it appears to me is that the orders and the agreement between officers is you don't get involved, because if you do, we're going to come after you. There was a sister, I believe was in Detroit, and she saw a white male police officer going way above and beyond and getting all Conan barbaric, and she stepped in, and she lost her pension, was fired and lost her pension. She's still struggling to get it back. It's happened a few years back. Janice writes, this is so hard to see. Racism is an evil stain. It's racism, but it's also power-hungry people. It's bad people. Like, it's racism when it's like a white person doing it to another race, or it's intra-race. But some of this, I think, if not a lot of it, is just bad people. Just bad people that was given positions of power. You know, law enforcement, they get in their feelings. Right? Maybe, I don't know what the young lady said that was hogtied, but she must have said something that pissed the officer off. So he starts getting in his personal feelings and stops doing his duty. And that's what you see over and over. Oh, you going to talk about me? Oh, I'm going to let you die. You know, all this kind of stuff. Janine writes, oh, so y'all planning on the next time, huh? Right. Then he had to say, next time, don't change the narrative. That's what he said. Next time, don't change the narrative. Let me see if I can go to the end of the video here. I'm thinking to myself, next time, Buster, ain't going to be no next time. He just goes to show him like he's trying to send a message to him like, you ain't special. Versace, you just a Versace Negro. You ain't special. Would you think you special? We'll come do it again. Let me see if we can play this for you.
Guys,
you're making a completely different narrative.
Check my ID. What's going on? Do I have anything on the record?
No, you're good to go, sir.
I'm good to go. That's fine.
Yeah, man. But listen, so you can't jaywalk, correct? You
understood, yeah. Can I have my stuff back, please?
But you see how you just switched that complete narrative?
Nah.
You were talking to us saying,
I know how you guys saw it. Am I good to go?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, you guys have a good
Next time, don't change the narrative like that, though.
Yeah. Next time, don't change the narrative like that. Or what? What you going to do? You going to get mad about it? I think that what we have to do as black people, when you get disrespected like this, no matter where it is and what it is, we have to file police reports. We have to let authorities know. We have to go through the proper channels and play it all the way to the nth degree. You might be inconvenienced. You might lose some time on your job. You might have to do a lot of things. But I think that's what time it is. You can't let this ish go. You got to fight for the culture. You got to fight for the culture. Look at all these 1, 2, 3. I saw 4 police cruisers for one unarmed black guy with a Versace bag. To me, is that a proper expenditure of police time? I don't think so, but that's just me. Let's go back to the phones and say good morning. Good morning and welcome to the show.
What's going on, Nate? How you doing, man?
I'm doing excellent, brother. Welcome, Mason Mahler. What's on your mind?
Man, you preaching on this Monday morning, man. You preaching on this Monday morning.
The word brings it out of me.
Yeah. Hey, another thing 2020 has brought to me personally, Nate, I'm so sick of seeing snuff films and stuff like that. That's basically what I'm calling them now. And I don't know what happened to that young lady, but when you played it, I had to turn it down, man. I did. I actually switched to something else. I'll always have you in the background, even when I'm working. I can listen and still do my work. But Nate, like you said, it's just a blatant disregard for another human being. And, what's happening, what we know as black men been happening to us and being profiled, we see right now vividly that it's also happening to our sisters. And this takes me back, Nate, to when we started having the police body cam debate here in Cincinnati. And I remember this vividly. I remember Dan Hills, FOP president, being against body cams, Nate, because he felt that, there are just some things of police work that, doesn't need to be seen on film. And I remember saying to myself, what the hell does that mean? Because Nate, when you think about it, as soon as you walk out of that studio, as soon as you walk out of your house, you're probably being filmed, 95% of the time until you, 95% of the time until you enter back into your own domain. You get where I'm coming from?
I get where you're coming from.
And again, this is the president of the FOP, the same president of the FOP who said that Ray Tensing had an inadvertent trigger pull. Like when you pull your gun and point at somebody's head and it just happened to go off, that's still what? Negligent enough to put you in jail. But this is a man making excuses. Nate, this being in the sports world, they used to say the baseball union is the strongest union in America. I think the FOP is the strongest union in America, stronger than the UAW, stronger than the Major League Baseball, the NBA Association, stronger than the Carpenters Union. Because they get away with stuff that no other union could possibly get away with. Remember, we used to complain about the unions because, hell, a guy spent an extra half hour or hour at lunch, or they caught him on the clock drinking. We catching these people on the clock killing. You get where I'm coming from, Nate?
I'm sorry, brother. I have my mic on.
Hello?
I feel you 100%.
Oh, my bad, man. My bad. I don't want to start preaching. I heard Brother Powell on this morning, man.
Yeah, it was good to hear.
Good brother right there, man.
Good to hear from
Yeah, always. But, and by the way, again, I thought you were just half kidding, but as you can see, your boy has COVID, and then he decides to go ahead and take a joyride. He basically left the hospital to ride around the block, Nate, with COVID. So that's what we doing now? That should be the name of a show, Nate. So that's what we doing now.
That should be the name of a show. I like that title.
So that's what we doing now. Hey, can I copyright that? That might be mine. Either that or The Sizzle.
De-sizzle?
The Sizzle.
The Sizzle?
The Sizzle.
Okay. The Sizzle?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Sizzle.
Okay.
Either that's what we doing now or The Sizzle. So don't nobody try to break that. But again, now the Secret Service men inside this enclosed SUV that, can repel bombs and stuff like that, so it's vacuum sealed. Now they have to be quarantined. That's a new story now. What happens to those Secret Service agents? They got a mask on, but still, he got COVID in the air.
Facts.
The first gangster president, the first COVID president.
Well, the Secret Service, they swear to protect and put their lives on the line for the president, and they were doing so, riding around with him while he had COVID.
Oh, yeah, and did you hear what he said, Nate, when he said about when he caught COVID? When they found out about Hope Hicks and how he found out, when he found out he tested positive.
What did he say?
He blamed it on the military and the police and the people surrounding him in the White House and on details. Yeah, I'll post it on the Friends of the Nathan Ivey Show. But yeah, blame the law enforcement, Nate. The military. Didn't we just have the, is he pro-military or anti-military or insulting military debate 3 weeks ago? What happened to Drop? Did he mention that?
No, he didn't.
He tried to call in talking about Donald Trump is up in Arizona. No, he's actually down, Dropping. You know that. Martha McSally is losing to, what's his name? Mark Kelly, Gabby Giffords' husband, former astronaut. Because the Hispanics out there, they tired of him too now. They know that he's locking people up and separating children on the border. In a way, I still can understand what's going down in Florida, but from what I hear, Cuban Americans are different than, regular Hispanic Americans, I guess you can say. I don't know. It's like, Nate, we got some QCTs here in Cincinnati. You know what they are, don't you?
That's
a new term. QCTs. You don't know what that is, man?
QCT, what's that?
Quiet Capers for Trump.
Oh, yeah, we do. Quiet Capers
for Trump. Yeah, QCTs. Remember that. quiet capers, man. They out there. You know, I also heard, and I got to get off focus. I'm about to start preaching. You and Brother Powell got me going. But you know, the whole thing this whole weekend was, why did Joe Biden take down his negative ads? Mm-hmm. And I understand, you know, F the police, F Joe Biden and John Wayne. I mean, F Donald Trump and John Wayne. I get that. But that ain't the move to make right now. You know why, Nate? Guess who Donald Trump is losing?
Who?
He's losing the over 65 vote.
He should.
Yeah. You know, the same people, 4 months ago, we wanted to throw grandmama off the train, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they could take that L, get their economy going. They listen to. And guess what? It was post-debate. And, you know, they use all the little phrase words, you know, for each candidate. Donald Trump, they were like, you know, you saw the one where he called him a crackhead. He said Donald Trump acted like a crackhead at the debate. But they said incompetence, bully, you know, and then they had Joe Biden, you know, competent, adult, you know, statesman. Because they remember, remember we had this debate, 4 months ago, Nate, we were talking about we don't want to go back to the normal. And I agree with you. But remember, I said, we don't want to go back to normal. We just want to get off crazy. Mm-hmm. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Just get me off crazy, man. Just get me back to where, you know, I don't know, we can go back to somewhat of where we don't have to wear masks all the damn time. Like where we actually listen to the scientists. Where the kids can go, we can actually go to a Friday night football game and don't have to worry about you got the COVID. I mean, am I lying or flying? Give it to me straight, Dad.
You flying, brother.
I mean, so, of course, man, I'm sitting here, I'm going to watch the news. Oh, did you see MSNBC, man? They stepping up. They gave Zelina Maxwell her own little show.
Zelina Maxwell. That's a sister?
Yeah. They're giving her a show. They've been trying everybody out to try to fill Joy's weekend spot.
Zelina,
she came back one day
right
like
now.
Dave Chappelle, like Dave, you know, your boy Wayne Brady, like, give me back my show. It was after they found out Donald had the COVID.
But I heard,
like, I got to be here for this weekend.
But from what I heard, I thought that Zelina was doing a show with the new Peacock TV. That's the NBC.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's what you're talking
NBC.
about. I thought you said MSNBC earlier.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. No, that's
Right.
Yeah. She has. It's called Zelina. Yeah.
She's doing a show on the Peacock TV. And you know who they brought back too? Because everybody's streaming now. They brought back Michael Smith, who used to be on ESPN. Him and he was partnered with Jamel.
Yeah.
He's got a new show. It's him and another brother, and they're talking about sports and politics. And I thought that was interesting.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna see if I can get Michael Smith on the show. I'll be very interested in talking with that brother. I thought he was
What do you
super
think
strong.
about him, man? Because Nate, he kind of went left a little bit on Jamil, man.
I thought he was super strong. I thought he was very good at what he was doing. I could tell he was very schooled in the culture. I thought he was very witty.
Okay,
I
so I
thought
got
that
to
he
check it
was
out then.
serious
Okay,
about what he was
because
trying
there's
to
some
do.
things you can't say on ESPN that he can say on there.
Right, and I used to like, he was doing a show called His and Hers, but before that it was Number Never's Lie.
Right.
And I just saw the evolution between him and Jamel Hill. Then he went to Sports Center at 6 p.m. and it just wasn't the right vehicle for him. And then I read that he was a part of a startup, and it looks like that didn't really work out. And so now he's doing a show with Peacock TV, which is kind of interesting. I just caught the clip over the weekend. I'm like, oh, what the hell, Michael Smith? So, props to him. I'm glad he bounced back. Plus, he got millions of dollars as a pair of shoes, a golden pair of shoes, so he'll be okay. He'll be all
but
right.
Peacock, man, what's that? Another streaming service?
It's another streaming service by NBC. It's called Peacock TV.
I mean, man, I'm paying for so much stuff, man. They just show up on my account like every month. I'm like, what I pay something for?
The streaming wars are
I need
wars
like,
are real.
I need that nerd wallet or whatever they have that can analyze all the, from that and Xbox. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
man. I got a son. Matter of fact, I want to say happy birthday to my son, Miles.
Oh, absolutely.
He turned 14 today. Man.
Happy birthday, Miles.
Man.
Absolutely. Now, speaking of Xbox, in a month, they got a new Xbox Series X coming out. Are you going to get it?
Man, you know what? Mr. Honest God Truth, and you know this. And I go back to the Genesis days. He wanted one. Like I said, it's his birthday. I bought him a mountain bike. I got him he wanted some game on the Xbox. I just bought it, and downloaded on his drive. But he talked about that, and I told him, I said, Miles, you never buy the game when it first come out. I said, I remember when Xboxes were like $300, $400. Like now you can get one for about $199.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know what I mean? You never buy them like during that time. So I was like, we deal with this, and maybe in January. That's what happened. Maybe we get that January sale, and it's because I think it's like $1,000, Nate, or something crazy, like $699 or something
Yeah, it's
like
up
that.
there. I'm not planning on getting it anytime soon. I mean, I could put $1,000
Right.
somewhere else. I still
Right,
got a gamer
exactly.
in me. And I connect with my brother and sisters. They're on Xbox, so I use that to communicate and stay connected with them in these COVID-19 days and times. But who knows? Maybe sometimes next year I have to do some long-term planning to put it out, to put away $1,000 for a game at this point.
I let him order his bike on Amazon. It's a Mongoose, and I let him hit the button, like press order on my phone. Man, I spent over almost $400 on a damn mountain bike.
Really? Yeah.
I thought it like folds in half, so you can put it in the car type stuff.
Really?
And I'm like, boy.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's got 21 gears on them. So I'm giving him the old. Back in my day, we had one gear and it was a pedal.
Yeah.
And that was it. And we had a 10-speed, but then nobody ride 10-speed and jump ramps back in my day.
Oh,
like we did with our little BMX bike.
Oh yeah, all the fun, man. 21 gears. Well, I'm sure he's gonna have happy
it does.
birthday, Miles. I'm sure he's gonna enjoy that.
Nate, it got disc brakes, man.
Oh, okay. Oh, you went top of the line. Good. That means it'll last longer, hopefully.
The disc brakes, the double suspension. I'm sitting here looking at it right now. So yeah, and like I said, I let him hit the button. Like, here, press order. He's being good for a couple of weeks. You know how that is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like I told him, like, boy, I was like, I get off as a dad just capping on you. Like, you just don't understand. I was like, I'm trying to catch you do stuff. So you can't pull something over me. I was like, I did it all. I was like, I'm 53 and I'm still trying to do it. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Nate, I appreciate it, man.
Hey,
you have a good one, brother. All right, man.
That's Mason Marler checking in, man. Always appreciate his flows this morning as we end the show. So we're a little bit over 10. The show starts at 7:30 every morning, and I'll be back with you bright and early tomorrow morning. Again, just want to remind you that tomorrow at 1 p.m., check out Midday Juice with Ask Ashley. Should be on CDM tomorrow. Midday Juice is back. Looking forward to it. And then tomorrow night at 7 p.m., Black Rambo TV. If you hip to Black Rambo TV, I'm just getting hip to him, must admit. He'll be talking with our very own Fast Pitch Valet Service podcast that's coming to CDM. That's tomorrow at 7 p.m. And all of this you can live stream for free via Facebook. Share if you like it, great. Give us your comments. We really appreciate it. Also, circle back around and check out the Is It Just Me podcast with Donnie B. She recently spoke with Wendy Cross and Fanon Rucker. Very interesting conversation. All right. We grow every day, family. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. All right. Have an excellent rest of your day. We will talk real soon. I'm Nathan Ivey. Remember our motto: winners focus on winning. Losers focus on winners. So stay focused and stay winning, and we'll talk real soon. I'm out.
Yeah.